streaming. Sorry, peeps. Sometimes, y'all can't hear everything. Oh, man. Excuse me. I know Steph was taking care of his kids, I should say.
Hmm.
Will said he's going to be on. I left Eric's spot on the show because I have a feeling he'll just show up eventually.
Yeah. We don't have that much news anyway, so.
I mean, I can tell you what I have. So, of course, the Capcom Vancouver, Telltale, that's going to be one of the big things. PUBG downgrades. Then, what was it? Damn, I gotta pull up my list. Do, 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 do. Oh, bam. Come on, open the list. 236. So PUBG downgrades, PUBG War Mode, that actually came out today, so I gotta give that a try. AMD and Microsoft working on the future of the cloud. And the only other thing I had was Assassin's Creed Odyssey coming with Assassin's Creed 3 Remaster. I thought it was cool enough to talk about.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I know a lot of people didn't like 3, but I actually enjoyed it. I didn't get the hate.
Yeah, I mean it's a pretty game remastered, I imagine.
Yeah. And America. I mean, America. But, like, when I played did you beat that game?
I played it in beat. I've never been a real big Assassin's Creed guy, but
Yeah.
I respect the series for what it is. I think it's good, like
Oh, it's a
simple.
huge achievement. Like, honestly, every time no matter if the game's
Yeah.
great or not, like, just what they're doing is amazing. But I went through and had all the fast travel shit unlocked before I even almost even started playing the main campaign.
Hmm.
So when I went to go play, like I was just like bouncing around real quick and not. I didn't get the whole. I feel like I'm running everywhere nonstop because I
Right.
just I unlocked everything. So fucking it just felt good to me.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that the one what was the one that came out in 2013? It was, I forgot the name of it. Origins? No. Assassin's Creed? No, Origins was just came out. What was the one before that? The one it was like they said it was broken. Hello?
I mean, I'm trying to think of the name of it. What was
I
it?
I I know we know it. It
My
was not. It was the.
boy.
It was the. It was the. It was the one that was after three. Unity.
Unity. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I thought Unity was pretty impressive. I thought that game got. I mean, it had glitches and stuff, but I thought it was like a pretty impressive
The
game
frame
for what
rate
it
was
was.
the
So
issue with it. Like if they would have got that
yeah,
shit running fine, it would have been an amazing game. The
yeah,
it's the same thing. Like I don't want to buy Far Cry 5 because of this. Because or no, not Far Cry 5. What is that game called? Just
I know what.
cause, because the last one, like the performance was so shitty, like just made it almost unplayable. So
Hmm.
it's one of those things where I would tell everybody, like honestly, to wait on a Just Cause game just until like you can see or just anybody just go, hey,
Hmm.
it's steady enough that you'll be able to play and not want to fucking put a bullet in your head.
Yeah,
Because I just couldn't play past the first like hour of that game just because of how bad it ran.
it did run. I played a little bit of it. I thought it was a fun concept. I feel like,
Because that was 4, right?
yeah, I feel like that game could be, and then when we really maybe next generation could really start to show. It was pretty impressive for when it came out, but I think like that has the template to be a real big next gen game if they ever get it right. Yeah, so we sold the house, so I'm like, this is like total. Like I have a month to move, but
Yeah.
trying to do it, without paying $8,000 to move because we're moving pretty far. So
Yeah.
if we do get a moving company, it's gonna be a lot of
Be a
money.
fortune. Yeah.
Yeah, so like each week, like tomorrow, I'm getting up and I'm moving the TV with my wife, and we're taking boxes. So it's like every day it's doing that, like
Yeah.
back and forth.
You taking a week off work or anything to just work on it?
No, basically what I'm doing is after every day of work,
Yeah.
well, every 3 days I'll do that. But my mom, I almost got my mom totally done too. My mom was the other thing. She's moving October 1st, and she has to get a moving company for some of her stuff.
Yeah.
But but she's close, and we're almost done with her. So, and then I'm probably
Sucks
gonna
that we're so
be.
far away. I'd give you a hand.
Thanks. I wouldn't. I would never ask anybody to help move. It's miserable. But
Well,
we
I know
do.
it's miserable, but this is. You got to remember, this is Southern hospitality. Like fucking, it's all about buying a case of beer and a pizza and going, "Hey, can you help me move some fucking heavy ass furniture?"
Well, we've been doing like we do. What the plan is to get everything pretty much, except for the big stuff,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna decide either we're gonna rent a truck or we might
Yeah.
take
Have
people
somebody come
over.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying,
Plus,
Steph? He must have just said something in the background.
so I took your advice. I'm waiting on this. I have $900 in credit.
Yeah, I
Fourth.
mean, as long as you're not in a rush, like I would wait and then just let it ride. And if they offer it, fucking get the better thing. And if they don't, fucking buy what you want.
See what they do is Dell is a weird company.
Yeah,
They give
I've
you
dealt with
like
them before. Yeah,
they give you money, but it's only for a limited time. Like they gave me a $400 credit only for 90 days. They gave me a $400 gift card for only 90 days. Stuff like that is like it's tempting, but you know that what they're trying to do.
I think Steph had the best idea was to wait for because Black Friday's gonna hit that in your
No,
time frame, right?
that was your idea.
Yeah.
No, I could have swore you said Black Friday
I think you
first.
were yeah, you both told me. I think you
Yeah.
both said just wait.
I said wait, but I didn't. I think
I'm getting the RX 2080. I
is
want to
that the
get the
latest
TI.
you posted up. That one.
Yeah, I want to see if I get the TI, but the TI is like this ain't $1,200.
The
For the
2080
founder
or
editions.
the
Yeah,
you're talking about
the founder edition is 12, and then the non-founder edition is supposed to only be 1,000.
why do you want to build a PC so bad, Tim?
Because it's probably my last PC, and I have $900 in credit. So I
Just
mean,
for the hell of it?
Yeah,
well,
but his credit's running out too. Like he only has that. What you
Like,
said,
will you
90
actually
days.
play
it's
it?
only gonna cost me $1,200 to do this PC
Yeah.
because I got $900. They gave me. What happened is I bought the E7 OLED off of them, and then I called them up and I said I want to do the C8,
Right.
and they says, well, we're in process right now. I'm like, well, I'll just cancel it, and they're like, well, is there any way we can let you keep the order? We'll give you $400 on top of your $400 gift card that you have. Plus, we'll also refund the taxes or on that 400. So it came out to like 430 that they gave me back, and then I have a $400 gift card, and then I have credit because I bought the item. They give you rewards, but it's all last 90 days. So right now I'm in that 90 days. Now I have $900. I could buy something, but I have a TV. All TVs are taken care of. I do need a PC. So I was thinking maybe just get like a decent PC, but I'm just like if I'm gonna spend money, I could spend it and get this card, and then I could be fine for a couple of years on the
Yeah.
PC end.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
even if
not.
you got the 10, like a 10 series, like the 1080 or 1080 Ti, those will hold you down.
Yeah, you're still gonna be happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, I would say just wait just to see if they do pop it out, and then if they do, you can upgrade. But other than that, like you're still gonna be happy.
Dell already has it on the site.
Oh, do they?
They're starting to have. They don't have the TI, but they have the overclocked RX 2080. They say that the chip that I have an 8700K. I heard that's good.
Talking about the processor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, 8700 is good. I'm more of an AMD guy than an Intel guy, but that is
they're
a good processor.
expensive. AMD's
Dude,
more
you
expensive than Intel.
yeah. What AMD?
Now the Ryzen chips are all like I won't even look at them. They're like
Nah, bro. The Intel chip that most people get is like $1,000 for one. Here, I'll put it down in the chat. I'll show you what I'm talking
what's the latest one, the 9 series?
about. No, no, just like the one that most people use the game with. This is what they use.
Card gone. You putting it in?
Yeah, 1 second.
I promise everybody.
Actually, the Intel one though went down a lot.
Well, so I was looking on the site, like I said.
The 87, the most people use the 77K, and it's only let's see,
But they have the 9
$458.
series out now.
Yeah, I was about to say they're refreshing all their CPUs, so
Oh,
everything's.
that's probably why it's so cheap. Let me
Yeah.
check the. No.
I heard that Ryzen's better for multitasking, for things like podcasting and on rendering videos.
I don't. It's always like when it comes to like single thread or anything like that, Intel destroys AMD. It's just AMD has so many cores, so in
Right.
certain tasks it does better. But Intel, I mean, all their new CPUs are starting to have just as many cores as AMD now. So there's just not going to be a fucking contest between the two. Like Intel's just going to destroy when it comes to performance, destroy AMD.
Well, is the 8700K paired with the RX 2080 balanced, or is it?
No, it's fine, dude. You're straight. Don't worry about that. Cause see, nothing is CPU limited, honestly, nowadays. Like you're gonna be fine.
Right.
Well, I saw the
man,
80,
dude,
8086 one is another one that I was thinking maybe
Intel's taking a big hit recently. It looks like because I remember when I priced my computer, Intel versus AMD, it was like a $700 difference.
Yeah.
Now it's flipped on at least on
Let
Dell.
me look at AMD.
At least on Dell, the quad, what is it, the quad Reaper they call it?
I think so.
I don't even look at it. I just because it's too expensive. I
Oh,
just
they're
go to
about
the,
even. Now they both of them have like $1,000.
Option. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, but I think for the performance, well, I guess you can't really say the performance. Let's say it this way: the cores you pay less with AMD because
Yeah.
you get more for
But you're getting more
but
cores, so that's where
yeah,
the
you
price
get more
comes up.
cores. But
Yeah.
Intel, the way they're made, it's like Apple versus a fucking Samsung phone, basically. Like like the A7 chip has less cores and shit than what they be throwing in these Android phones, but it still outperforms it most times. It's the same thing, pretty much.
I got the Max. It's at home.
Oh, you got a MacBook?
No, I got the new Max, the phone.
Oh, the Max. Oh, okay. You like it?
I don't know yet. I gotta switch it over. Like I said, I have so much shit to do that it's sitting in a box right now at home, and I had to stop over my mom. So right now I'm with my friends doing a podcast. Believe
Oh,
it
you
or
get your
not.
friends? Oh, damn. That's dedication. Thanks.
Well, I
Look at
knew
this
I had
shit.
to.
This shit right here, y'all.
I was off today, so.
Yeah. Me too. I'm off on Friday. Man, I had to go to the damn walk-in clinic this morning. I felt like a little bitch. My son had football practice yesterday,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Hey, y'all want to play a little touch football?" Because it's man, my son that does a pretty good job, but they got some punks on their team, some little punk kids. They soft. They got some soft kids. I love them, all the kids to death, but some of them soft, and so we ain't been doing that good. So I guess they just, to me, if you fucking have a flag game and during practice and we only play like 6 games, to me that sounds like y'all just giving up. I'm being honest. So I got out there, and I was the only parent out there running around, acting like I'm fucking 17 still. Woke up this morning, my foot was hurting me so fucking bad. I had to go to the damn walking.
And now you know why you were the only parent.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not old. Fucking, I'm still in my 20s.
Dude, that shit hits quick. It fucking hits quick.
Nah, I'm like that parent that you see on fucking TV that be out there, that be with the kids, and I'll dunk on them or I'll cross them like they're an adult.
Yeah.
I'll run their ass over if they in my way. That's me. This little kid, he got through like a long, super long pass, and I ran as hard as I could to like block that shit. And not only did I block it, but I knocked his ass down and fell on top of him. I felt horrible. I felt like a horrible parent. It was pretty funny though. All the other kids was like, "Yeah, big Steph." This shit was funny. But anyway, yeah, I put a processor down and check that out. Check that one out.
Take a look at it right now.
Look at that price.
That's i9. Oh my god.
You can feel that shit from here.
What? For what?
The price. Fucking $2
$2,000.
grand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's what you use for video production and fucking shit like that. That's what that's
what would
for.
that do? Like, well, that's the only thing that would be good. Like, your computer, would it like start up in like freaking 12 seconds?
Oh yeah, that's more about your hard drive. Like this is honestly, it's about video production. Like if you're honestly handling like 4K content and like are editing a lot of shit, it would be worth it. But
how quick could you, if you did it with like an older computer, how long does that stuff take? Hours upon hours?
Yes. It would just take forever. But like if you're building this, you're building a machine to like this would be like if what Giant Bomb would build if they were going to trying to host everything they're doing at E3 and doing all the video production and needed to get the video together. Like you buy something insane like that, but it's like it's business purpose.
Oh, that's an 18 core processor.
Yeah. No, yeah, like it's fucking 18 cores. It's and they're all Intel cores, so they're going to be monsters.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be a fucking production machine.
What about gaming on it? Will it just fly
well,
through?
it's made mostly for VR and 4K.
Yeah.
Wow. Nobody cares about VR anymore.
I know, it's so funny.
What are you talking about? They've sold 5 million some odd headsets. It's the
I got to use that one time. I got to use it. I haven't thought about it since. To be honest, I haven't.
Yeah, when I visited Vern and Maria, I used theirs, and it's just like, all right.
How's Vern doing, man?
He's doing good. They're they're super busy.
Show,
yeah.
Miss him on the show.
He's a good dude, Vern.
Yeah. But they're super busy with school. I mean, even if he wanted to do the show, there's no fucking possible way he could do it. Like, they're working probably like 80 hours a week between what they have going to classes and then teaching, working on their degrees. I mean, it's just insane, their schedule.
Yeah.
Like, I'm their gaming buddy, and we, like, whenever they play games, they usually will hit me up. And they just have not been on. They are married, yeah.
When did they get married?
They've been married a while, like a long time. Ever since he's been on the show, he was married.
Wow, yeah. Are they having kids or anything? Or are they talking about it?
I mean, I don't want to go over that over an open mic.
Oh, that's right. We're on. I forgot that we're on.
It's just like that's their business, you know. It's one of those.
No, totally. I'm not thinking that we're on the open mic. Totally.
I mean, I'll put it this way: they've always joked that they're not really kids people, but like you know, it's people's opinions change, and they, you know, it's a big question. It's not so it's never a simple question.
They're still young.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, not really over the air talk.
Yeah.
So is Will coming or?
Yeah, it looks like he's having Discord issues. Said Discord is giving me issues logging in.
Where is Eric's punk ass? That's all I'm saying. That motherfucker, he's online.
He'll make
His debut randomly.
I feel like he's like streaming the podcast, so he knows what we're saying right now, and he'll hop in as soon as we start. Man, I've been playing Spider-Man all day.
Have you?
How do you like it?
It is not as people are saying. I'm just gonna keep it word.
Is it as glitchy as people are saying though?
I haven't had any glitches though, but I have the privilege to like come in like I don't know like a week after it came out. When it come out?
Are you
Friday.
on the Pro?
Yeah, I'm on the Pro. It don't even look that good.
Really?
I mean, it looks good when you like in the cutscenes, and like I haven't done the photo mode. It looks good. I'm not gonna say it don't look good. It looks good, but it don't look like when I saw God of War. I was like, holy! I was blown away. Like I was blown away. But like,
yeah, that definitely seemed to get a little push of hype. But, you know.
Yeah, it does not look. It does not. The open world looks pretty good, but I mean, it's not.
I mean,
like,
I saw it at E3, and I thought it was like you said. I thought it was very good, but you know, people were going crazy about this game.
Yeah, God of War like blew me away. Like when
Have
you
you
get
played Tomb Raider yet?
No, I haven't played Tomb Raider yet. Haven't played it yet. I'm gonna get it though. I'm waiting to see if I can get my guy that I game share with to buy it because I bought Call of Duty.
Vern says it looks Vern says the best looking game he's ever seen.
That's what I keep hearing. People like it.
I mean,
but I'm also hearing that it's pretty much just a stealth game for the most part, and I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, so far for me, it's been very good.
You like it?
And me, yeah, I'm hard to please, but yeah,
You hard to please.
At this point in my gaming life, yeah.
All right.
I mean, I used to be happy with just simple games and stuff like that. I remember I used to play JRPGs, you know, constantly and love them, but you know, kind of grew out of them.
Right.
Although I would like to get into a nice JRPG, but I don't know. I haven't, you know. I've got Final Fantasy 15. I played some of it. It was pretty cool. But I'll finish like Tomb Raider. Like I'm certain games. If I like them, I finish them. You know.
I try to if I start it, especially if it's single player games, I usually finish it within the week. Yeah, like it didn't take me long to beat God of War when I got it. It didn't take me long. It's not gonna take me long to beat this Spider-Man. My son, when he got home from school today, because I started playing it last night. He got home from school today. I was playing it, and he's like, "Are you playing my game?" Because we have it on Xbox or whatever. No, I'm like, "Nah, this ain't your game, man." He said, "It looks just like this is my game, ain't it?" And then he's seen Peter Parker. He's like, "Oh." He's like, "Nah, this ain't it. This is something completely different." It was funny though. He thought it was like the Xbox. That's what I'm saying. He thought it was the Amazing Spider. You know that one that everybody's got like the meme of. Amazing Spider. Yeah, that's it. That's his game. He has that.
So a little overhyped, you think?
I don't know. If the story is good, then I don't think it will be overhyped. But I just think like I got to that scene, you know, the scene that everyone's talking about with the puddle in it and all that shit.
Yeah.
I got to that scene and I looked at it for like 10 minutes and it didn't look bad. It looked good. I think. I mean, how can I say this? I felt like people was like, I don't know why that they didn't even look like it changed. Honestly, the picture that everyone was saying, like, this is what it looked like, and then this is what it's really looked like. It looks like dog shit. Like mine didn't look like that. I think that was like the Pro versus the regular PS4 or something. Because mine looked like that original, but it didn't. It was not like some magical thing or something like the puddle. It wasn't so magical. You know, it's just a fucking game. I looked at it and I was like, oh,
yeah, that was blown out of proportion. Even though
it wasn't that serious.
You know, I mean, I saw a difference, but like you said, you know, I mean, Digital Foundry even said that there was a difference, but they said overall that the game wasn't downgraded. I mean, everyone was just going with downgraded, and
it was funny.
People were getting sensitive.
Man, if that game came out, like if that happened and the game didn't come out like in 2-3 weeks, like imagine if that shit got the ride for like another 4 months.
Yeah.
That would have been horrible.
Well, I mean, it's Insomniac made a ton of money, man.
I know they did. It's crazy, man. I'm happy for them. They needed it because they haven't really had any. I think the last game they had that actually did really well was the what was that game called? Ratchet and Clank, and then they had like the
Yeah.
indie game. They had that indie game. What was that game called?
Oh, I remember that stupid.
The water game.
Yeah. Submarine.
Yeah, that game was trash to me, but
Summit or something.
yeah, I don't remember what the fuck it was called. But
Sea
that
of. No, it was.
Sea of Thieves. You about to say Sea of Thieves?
No, it was Sorrow of Song, Songs of Sorrow, or something. I
Something
don't
like
know.
that. I'm about to look it up.
Yeah, what is it? Now, cause it was a GameStop exclusive.
Yeah, it was. Song of the Deep.
Yeah,
And that game did well for them and Ratchet and Clank. So and let's see.
it Sunset did horrible.
It didn't do horrible. It just
It
didn't.
did bad, bro. I know for a fact it did
Apparently, it sold over 1 million copies. I mean, that's not like the best,
bad.
but I
I
mean,
don't
a
know. If it sold
million.
over 1 million. I don't know. I know that when the game came out, Microsoft is very.
I remember whenever.
They were like, wow, like they thought it would do a lot better.
Well, I remember whenever it came, when it was about to come out, and Phil was like, "I believe in this game, so I'm going to give them the white console. I'm bundling it with the white console." But you couldn't even give them like a custom console. And the thing that kills me is people say they had bad marketing, but the marketing for Sunset Overdrive,
It was good.
Titanfall, and what was the other game? Rise, like all the first exclusives
It
at the
was,
beginning,
what it was. It was just
they all had
those.
a good.
It
Go
did
ahead.
have good marketing. If it had it had bad pregame stigma put to it. Whether it was, Sunset Overdrive, everyone talked about how it was 900p. And
Mm.
same thing with Rise. It was 900p, and they really, it was people were sharpshooting those games for a long time, and because it was Microsoft, they went after it even more. So
Yeah, I think that's true to a certain extent, but I think the fact that it reviewed pretty good. I mean,
well, it was 81 Metacritic. It was
81.
fair.
Yeah, it's not that far off from the game they
It's
got
fine.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that far off. I think it would have reviewed a little bit better if it had like maybe some sort a better co-op than it did. If it had like story co-op, it would have reviewed better, I think, than what
Mm,
it did. And it had too much, a little bit too much of a we call it the tower shit. That kind of held it back just a tad bit. But I think
right.
like the way you collect your powers and the first time you like combine them, and did you beat that game?
Hmm. Yeah.
The mission where you get the sword, you get the sword and you got the dog and all that shit. I forgot exactly
Yeah.
what it was. You got like you get the sword and it's got all the powers in that one thing. That shit was crazy, man. That's like one of the best missions. That was like an escort mission. Yeah, that's like the best
Yeah.
mission I think I played in a game in a long ass time. I
Yeah.
don't
It
think
was
I
a good
played.
game. It was beautiful too.
Yeah, it was a good looking game. But they want to do it really bad though. I guess we're gonna talk
I know.
about that.
I don't think they want to do Spider-Man, but they're like kind of like in the position where they have to.
You don't think they want to do it?
I think if they had their druthers, they would go back to Spider-Man in a couple of years. But I don't think they want to be tied down. I think that they're an independent studio that wants to that prides himself on that. And I don't know. I just my feeling is that they they feel like Sunset Overdrive was a lot was they want to, I feel like they want to put another sequel, multi-platform or whatever, and attack that game again because they believed in that game. They were really surprised it went downhill.
Yeah.
It was funny. It had Fizzy. It had everyone. Where
Yeah,
is?
yeah. I think it was probably like on par, like far as comedy, it was on par with Borderlands for me. 'Cause I thought Borderlands was pretty
Yeah.
funny. So it had really good writing and the acting in it was pretty good. Like the guy that did the voice for the male character, but I
Some
heard the
people got
female character.
pissed. Yeah. Some people were complaining about the humor and stuff. I mean, I don't know. I thought the game was funny. I thought it was clever. I thought it was beautiful. I really thought it was a. I thought it was. I didn't think it was a masterpiece game, but I thought it was a fun game that deserved to be more successful than it was for sure.
Yeah, that's like kind of like that with every game that Xbox released that don't have a sequel.
Yeah, man, yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting over here and I was talking. Actually, I was talking to a friend of mine at work, and he was talking about Remedy. He was like, "Man, I love Remedy. They're so awesome." Like because he was talking to me about the TV show,
Yeah.
and I was like, "So did you play Quantum Break?" He was like, "No, I didn't play Quantum Break, man." I was like, "You love Remedy, huh? You love him so much. Why don't you play Quantum Break?" He's like a PlayStation guy. He's a cool dude, but he's kind of like
Alright.
I don't know. But anyway, he was just like talk because he's a writer or whatever, and that's like his passion and shit. So he like really
Right.
loves Sam Lake and everything. I was like, but you should have played Quantum Break, man. He's like, well, their new game Control looks really good. I was like, should go play Quantum Break, buddy.
Where'd Dustin go?
He said he'd be right back. I think he went to the bathroom.
Is Will coming or he's done?
Let me look at it. He was talking on Twitter. One sec. There he goes.
He's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Fucking capture thing was horrible.
What? What was going on?
Capshi.
Yeah, it's that capture thing that verifies that you're logged in or whatever. I mean, into the Discord.
Oh, the verification.
Yeah, it took me like 20 minutes to get past that shit. It's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I remember the first time I fucked that up. It's easy once you figure out what they're asking you to do, but if you don't know what they're asking you to do, you're like,
yeah, because it keeps generating the image, and then you're like, what the fuck? And like,
then they
sorry
ask
about
you
that.
go with or show with the sign. Point all the boxes with the sign.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's like an inch of the sign in one of the boxes.
Yeah, it's so stupid, unbelievable.
Once Dustin gets back, we'll start. I guess.
Oh, okay.
Eric's online, but he ain't in here with his.
I thought you guys were like in the middle of it.
No,
That's good.
we didn't start.
No, okay. That's cool. So you got what you up to, Tim?
No, just process of moving and relocating each week, little by surely. I know it seems like it's long, but been doing it week by week.
Yeah, that's how you got to do it. Otherwise, you go crazy. You try to do it like in 3 days.
Well, forget it. I don't know how people do that.
Nah, unless they have like a really extreme like case where you have to move out quick. That's really sucks.
Well, we had a long time.
Oh, that's good.
My mom's moving too, so I'm helping her.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a pain. So you're in the old house right now, or you're in the new one?
I'm in the old house, but some of the stuff is in the new house, so it's like I'm living half thing. Like my computer and everything is packed up. So I'm using the Surface right now.
So you're strictly mobile now.
Kinda like I could play Xbox on the one TV that I do, but that one I can't be up too late on it because my wife sleeps in the other room, and
yeah.
usually like I go on to have somebody to talk to, and people
Back,
want to
guys.
talk.
Sorry about that.
I gotcha. Hey, what's up, Dustin?
Yep.
Sorry, I was trying to get through this fucking capture thing like the whole in 20 minutes. It's fucking struggling with that. But now I'm here.
Struggle is real, sir. Struggle is real.
Yes, it is. Man, that Telltale news probably hit you really hard, huh? You're a Telltale guy.
Yeah, I mean, I kept seeing all these people going, but what about the not the Walking Dead, but what the fuck is the game called? Wolf Among Us.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah,
dude,
that's-
like
that's
just
what
a
they were
bunch of
saying at the
people just
studio. They
fucking
did
got
the same
fired.
thing.
Like, I'm not worried about the game. It sucks for the people. Like, fucking,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
like that's just being fucking like an asshole. Like all these people going Wolf Among Us. It's like, bitch, like I could play the last game. It's, I wanted to play the sequel. I was so excited for it, but it sucks that all those people lost their jobs. I mean,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hopefully, they can get all their places that they're hiring.
yeah, I mean, like a bunch of Microsoft studios seem to be hiring. So
Oh, they're hiring like crazy.
Yeah,
Ninja
Playground was
Theory,
crazy.
Ninja Theory would be a great place for a lot of Playground people to end up.
Yeah. They were. I think Compulsion would be pretty good too.
Yeah,
They're the only one that hasn't been that public with Rares has been all over their Twitters. I don't even know if Compulsion has Twitter though. Do they have a Twitter?
I think they do. They announced like a patch for what is it?
Yeah.
What's the game? Yeah, we have a few.
Oh, I gotta say, I'm fucking impressed that fucking Sony finally improved PlayStation Now. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, they improved it, and it's better than Game Pass now.
I don't know if I'd say it's better. It definitely makes it
Fair.
worth the fucking. It makes it a better value.
Yeah.
PS3 games still are not being downloaded though.
No, are PS2 games actually being downloaded? Do they have an
Yeah.
emulator or not?
I heard PS1 and PS2 now are available.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna start the show now.
Yeah. Now that we got everybody.
Real quick, Tim, how was the game?
What game?
Did you go-
the-
Yeah,
no,
did
no. I had when I say I go with my friends to we watch all the Jet games together and the Giant.
Oh, I
games.
thought you actually went to the Jets.
No, they were in Chicago. They were in Cleveland.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I was like, I didn't know you had it like that, Tim. Okay.
Nah, I wish.
Steph was just trying to talk shit. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, happy to be a part of that Cleveland Brown history, huh?
I'm a Giant fan, but I root for the Jets.
Alright, let's transition over. All right. No, I mean, fucking Kansas City's looking great, bitches. Patrick Mahomes, motherfuckers. That dude's gonna be
What are they now?
2-0.
2-0. Oh, okay.
And that kid has a fucking arm like a tank.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I actually am looking at his picture right now. It's funny that you say that. ESPN just posted who's the best young QB.
It was smart to make him wait a year and fucking learn under Alex Smith. Because he's playing like a fucking champ. No interceptions, 10 touchdowns, 2 games. I mean, fucking just killing it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody ready to go?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Welcome to Xbox Uncuts, episode 236, the end of the tale of Telltale Games, I guess. That's how you would word it, probably. Something, and we're going to make that the title. That's all I know. Welcome to the show, Tim.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for being here. You're awesome.
Problem.
I know we had to push the show back. It was going to be the Steph and Dustin show on Wednesday, and been a little weird. Well, we figured we came together on a Friday, make it work, make it happen, and oh my God, so much news hit. We also have Steph. Welcome to the show, Steph.
What's good?
I would like to thank you for being here and being online. You know, unlike certain individuals,
Yeah, I understand it.
you know,
You got a lot of stuff to talk about.
yeah, it's so much stuff, so much stuff. We also have Will himself. Welcome to the show, Will.
Hey, thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
How are you doing this week?
Doing well, doing well. Playing a lot of PUBG,
Yeah.
especially with all the downgrades.
Oh, I mean, fucking those shadows, man. It fucking makes a difference. You look at that game, you're
Honestly,
just like, fuck, this is where are the shadows at? It's just such a weird thing to take out.
I mean, besides that, like it's hard to tell the difference. To be honest with you, I was just like playing it like usual.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing.
it's little things that took out, but it's like largely the same.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's still definitely playable and completely, and you're just running around trying to get guns. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
when you're like on a boat, like trying to run past the line. It's just like, wow, it's just this looks bland.
yeah. It's
Such
not
such a
definitely.
simple little thing that definitely makes a difference when it comes to visuals.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, all right, well, enough about intros. I mean, downgrades. Well, I mean, I guess that was originally going to be the big story. I was going to call the podcast Pub F, uh, because it got downgraded from G. But it just I don't how do you even start? So Capcom Vancouver and both Telltale Games are both closing down. Like Vancouver, I think, is already shut down completely, and Telltale Games is down to 25 people on the staff, and they're finishing up The Walking Dead, and then that's gonna be it for Telltale Games. Like no more Wolf Among Us or the Game of Thrones games or any of them.
Yeah, it really sucks, man. Like I was really looking forward to Wolf Among Us 2. And like the latest Walking Dead was even like a huge improvement over like the past couple games
Yeah,
because I think they switched the engine. They have the new engine or they switch to Unity.
I don't know, but the newest engine is fucking good and it fucking works and the story was awesome.
Yeah, so it's like it's so crazy that once they finally got a good looking game and then everything's working good, and now they're just fucking going under. It's so unexpected too. Nobody really knew if there were any financial troubles like that, so which is really odd. Um, so I don't know. I hope they people who get laid off get back on their feet. I'm sure a lot of them would be spread out amongst a lot of developers and publishers. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
here's the thing, like I know everybody's yelling for Microsoft or Sony or somebody to buy them, but the catch is they don't really have IPs because they've been
yeah,
making other people's IPs. Like
Mhm.
everything you know from The Walking Dead doesn't belong to them. Like fucking Game of Thrones, The Wolf Among Us is not theirs. Like none of this stuff is theirs. So they don't really have the assets that are really worthwhile. And even their engine that they finally got to work, whatever that version is, you don't really need it. You could just make your own. Like it's not a good acquisition.
no. It's kind of similar to
It's just
Platinum in that
yeah.
way. That like they're like not really having their own IP until
Platinum kind
Yeah.
of got some games now.
yeah,
Yeah.
now they're working on
Well,
their
yeah,
own
Near.
stuff.
They got Near, and what's the other game that just came out with right after that?
Well, Nier is I think SquareSoft or Square Enix. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
Man's
really?
Sky.
That's not theirs either.
No.
Oh, they trashed then. You right.
No,
I
you
think
just
that's
have
the
these studios that, they produce other people's games, so when they're in between projects, it's a hard time for these places.
yeah. I mean, the news took me by surprise. I knew they were kind of like I knew they weren't doing so good, but and they had layoffs. I think a while back of they went from 400 and something down to like 285. But I mean, like you said, they don't really have their own IP. They relied on a lot of, you know, Walking Dead and those Batman things that they didn't own, and it probably cost them a lot of money just to get the rights to it. You know what I mean? So they probably had to sell a ton of games. And I thought they might have been doing well because they had iOS and they had Android, and but it's kind of scary when somebody like Telltale goes down because um, there was a time where they were doing pretty good, and now they're just completely gone. And I think it was pre-show. People were talking. I think you were talking about Dustin. You know, people were like, oh, Wolf of, we're not gonna get Wolf of Wolf 2 and stuff like that. It's it's a little deeper than that. There's people that lost their jobs here, and I do think that they will find a home. I do know that Microsoft, at least Ninja Theory, already tweeted them. Sony might pick them up, but what are they? What is their talent too? Is you have to figure that all out. But yeah, it was a sad thing that happened today,
Yeah.
and also
But I
with
mean, you saw a lot of studios like Ninja Theory come out and say, "Hey, we're hiring. Come and see
yes,
us. Like we're ready to go." So don't get me wrong. Those people are going to get picked up quick because there's a big push for single player games right now, and if there's one thing you can say about Telltale is they knew how to fucking make an adventure game,
hmm
and get people addicted. So I can't imagine they're going to be out of work too long. But yeah, it's always terrible to see a bunch of people end up losing their jobs like this, especially just out of the. I mean, I guarantee inside the offices they knew what was going on, but like for us fans, it took a lot of people by surprise. Just
yeah,
how quick it happened.
both of them too. The other one, Capcom
Yeah,
too.
because they're
And
moving everything to Japan for development.
Yeah,
Well, that makes
Capcom
sense for
Vancouver.
Capcom, though. I mean, if you look at their recent successes, it's all have been.
right, well, that Dead Rising 4.
But there's so much talent that, like in that one area, that just kind of got let go. It'd be crazy not to see a new studio spring up from
I
the
think
ashes.
they'll get. Well, I mean, of course, there's some people probably stayed on with Capcom, just because they've
hmm
worked there for so long. I'm sure some people just,
It's
hey,
hard to
let's
move
just go
around
to
the world,
Japan.
though, no matter who you
I
are.
mean, it is, but I mean, do you take a job you already got where you built up? I'm sure it's like any other company. If they tell me, hey,
I'm
we
just saying,
closing,
like, there's like if Pepsi was like, "Hey, we're closing Pepsi. If you wanted your job, you got to move to Japan." Most people aren't
yeah,
moving to Japan.
if they gonna pay for that shit, hey, I'll
No,
be
but when they're
hey,
closing a studio, they're more than likely not paying to have
Yeah,
400
well,
developers
that's
moved.
that's true. But sometimes, I mean, a
Don't get me
company
wrong.
like
Like if you're the head of like game
yeah,
development, they might move you.
yeah.
But if like all the other middlemen and middle
You know,
management,
that I think that's the thing that gets missed. A lot of people don't realize that like somebody like the creative director or like the head person. A lot of these head guys are the ones who get picked up. It's the people who fucking that didn't make didn't have much of a vision. Like a bit like a broader vision. They had like just a little coding. Worked on some animations. Just the smaller guys. Those are the guys that's probably gonna be out of a job. That sucks for those people. People ain't worked there for a long time, or they don't got much experience. Man, that shit kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. I hate.
Well, no, go ahead, finish.
I was done.
Well, I was gonna say, there's the coalition around where Capcom Vancouver is,
The
or the
coalition actually tweeted out for that. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. Also, somebody else is close to them, like 140 miles away. Somebody tweeted that to me. So yeah, there's people around there that I'm sure the town's gonna
Isn't I think there's a
catch on.
Ubisoft studio up there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So
maybe Ubisoft. No, not Ubisoft. I can't think of.
Maybe
I think
Undead
it.
Labs. Oh, you gotta look. Somebody
Yeah.
tweeted at me saying that they were so and so only 140 miles away from this developer. I forgot who it was. I think it was a solely an Xbox developer.
So I'm looking at Compulsion. They're at Saint Henry, Montreal,
Ocean is
which
the
is not.
other
Yeah.
yeah.
Let me see here.
All right. While he's looking at that, as far as Telltale goes, man, I think they just were working on too many games at once, man. Like that's if they had just focused on like maybe one or two games and made both of those games really well. The fact that they had like probably like 10 or 15 things going at once is
Yeah.
it probably what hurt them because their quality dropped a lot after, in my opinion, after Walking Dead season 2.
Mm,
I think it's just bad management of the studio. If they have, if they're requiring a good license and then not making any money off of it, that's really bad management.
Yeah.
So looking at the location, so the coalition is definitely in Vancouver, Canada. So that's one place they can go, and Compulsion, like I said, is in Saint Henry, Montreal, a little bit further out. But yeah, those are two good studios they can definitely switch to if they're, and of course, Capcom Vancouver is what do you call it, has experience with Unreal Engine with the last Dead Rising. It's sad to hear about the Vancouver studio too, because I mean, you don't want people to lose their job or anything like that, but it seems like the Dead Rising franchise was just in decline. Like nobody was really all that excited for it, and it got a little stale. It might have had to have maybe done a more drastic, like reimagining or something. Maybe like introduce more like crazy supernatural elements or something, and maybe. I think Capcom might have to revisit that down the line and just kind of reinvent it.
Nah, just let it die, man. Let that shit die. Let's look at it like this. Third one did well because it was a launch game. Fourth one didn't do so good. So why don't you take a break and do something new? But instead, they make another game, the same thing. They canceled Dead Rising, and then wasn't it rumored to be the ones that were making that Xbox exclusive? What was it, Knights of something, whatever it was called?
Yeah, Knights of Aegis, something like that.
That got canceled like last year sometime. So,
yeah, that sucks. I don't know why Capcom didn't let them go through with that. I mean, that maybe it just wasn't coming together well.
Because it was gonna close the motherfuckers down. That's why.
Yeah, but I don't know. It could have at least had maybe Microsoft pick up, some co-publishing. I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't working out. I don't know. It's weird.
On that game, I'd assume. Who knows, man? I guess those remasters didn't hit well enough, and 4 didn't do good, so nobody want that shit, man. That is what it is.
Yeah, and I wish people would stop blaming Xbox for stuff like that, because that has nothing to do with them. They had like a window of exclusivity with them, but that's pretty much where it stands. And if you're a Japanese publisher and you're gonna like partner with Microsoft, it's a mutual agreement. That's not like just all of Microsoft. And especially if and people were referring to on Twitter, somebody on Twitter was referring to like the JRPGs. I'm like, Microsoft put the best foot forward and they did the best they could, and nobody bought them. So that's down on them.
You know what? As far as Microsoft in this, I think that a lot of the heat that they get is because Phil had made some comments about single player, and it's definitely shows that single player is definitely a bit of a risk in the industry. You look at these, you look at these games, and they were single player games. Microsoft has been outspoken about it, so maybe that's why they get a little bit of pushback. But this is pretty mirrors what Phil's been saying for how long. I don't think he's going to say it anymore, but the single player model is a risk. It's pretty much at the point where it's almost unsustainable. I mean, he made those comments back in 2017, and he got blasted for them. But the reality is that these games like Telltale, like it blows my mind that they were in debt or they went underwater. And you look at their games, I mean, they all sold. I just think that they just had a crazy overhead. I mean, the voice acting and all that stuff, I guess, really tallied up, and it's just crazy to see these these studios just fall so quick. And I hope it's just something where it kind of works itself out.
Yeah, it's a good point about the overhead and stuff. I mean, it seems like almost the opposite for the PUBG guys. All that money they made, they probably bought lavish studios and stuff.
They put a tweet out.
What'd they say?
Bluehole, yeah, it was like, we're hiring over here at PUBG Corp. Sorry, Telltale Games.
That's one where you have to wonder where the money's going. Like, it seems like they're kind of just building up their studio a lot, and they're kind of putting the game second. I don't know, but they do have assistance from Microsoft, so that's one good thing. But it doesn't seem to be paying off like crazily.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that game got rated for PlayStation, so
yeah, it's coming to PlayStation. I don't know, probably a disaster on there too.
Yeah, so I don't think it'll run any better on there, the guys, you PlayStation people.
Well, I heard from what I heard, and then this is from somebody that's within the industry that knows a lot about tech. This and knew about this game. Simply stated, the game itself needs the engine needs to be either the way they made the game has too many memory leaks, too many problems. The only real fix for this is if you really go back to pulling down the engine and rebuilding it again. And um, that's what I heard. The only fix is, but they're not going to do that because they're in such a position that they really can't.
Mhm.
Because but and then there was a time where people said Microsoft to acquire Bluehole and they should do it. I don't think so anymore. I
No.
feel like PUBG it's gonna have some problems with Call of Duty too. It's gonna get compared to that and that blackout. That battle royale.
Mhm.
Um, it's gonna put them in an even worse situation. It's
Did
just
you did you play it, Tim?
no. I watched some of it though. I had a code, but it looked good. It looks good.
Anybody
Definitely,
else?
it looks better than PUBG in my opinion.
But graphically, yes, it does look good.
Yeah, just
But I
overall, it
played.
looks a little crazier.
Mhm.
Well, I played Blackout. I didn't get to play it on PC. I wish I got an opportunity to play it on PC just so I could compare it to the PC version.
Hmm.
But I played it on Xbox, and yes, 60 frames was great. But something about COD, I haven't played COD in a really really long time. But I think the time to kill, like people don't die that fast in that game. Like it
Hmm.
takes a lot to kill somebody. Like I'm used to if I shoot you in the head and you don't have a helmet on, then you
You're
die.
dead.
You get knocked. But in this,
Yeah.
there's only body armor. There's no helmet and vest. There's no limb detection, I should say. Like because in PUBG, if
Right.
you shoot somebody in the foot, it's different than shooting them in the arm. Where in COD,
Hmm.
there's not that. So I kind of still like PUBG better. I'm sure everybody's saying, of course you fucking saying that stuff. But I do
Well,
agree
it's
that. Go ahead.
no. I do think that you have to. You really PUBG gets a bad rap because it always gets counted out. But it's possible that it can withstand this barrage or
I
whatever.
think people are gonna be surprised how much it doesn't. I mean, this game was. I mean, it was eventually going to like you guys remember when it sold 35 million copies and everybody was like, "Oh my god, that's a monster! It sold this many copies, yada yada yada." It was eventually going to go downhill, or it's going
Hmm.
to like taper off, like as far as the concurrent players once they started banning all the hackers and all that stuff. That was gonna. I mean, they banned 1 million hackers in a day, and they didn't even get all of them. So eventually, it's gonna taper off, and it's gonna settle probably around, if I had to guess, around the 500,000 concurrent player mark, which isn't bad, and that's just for Steam.
Hmm.
So I think console is gonna get its lunch ate definitely. Console, I mean, people are gonna play Call of Duty, but PC, I don't think PC is gonna do as well as people think it's gonna do on PC because no one plays COD on PC already. But I will say the fact that they're putting it on Battle.net along with World of Warcraft and Destiny and Overwatch, uh, that right there is kind of a bigger deal than anything in my
Hmm.
opinion. So we'll see. We'll see. I think that it'll survive. Of course, it's not going to be number one forever, or number two, or even number three forever. But the fact
Right.
that they have another map coming this year before, I think it'll probably come out before COD launches, and they also are adding a lot of stuff to the game, like every week. They just added a flare gun to the game, which is going to be like a permanent kind of thing, and they got some other stuff coming. I think that they add enough stuff consistently enough to keep people's interest, in my opinion. But
Hmm.
we'll see.
Yeah, they had a team battle today as well, so that was pretty interesting. I was playing that earlier. Have you guys played it?
No, I haven't. I want to play it. I try the Warzone and all that.
Yeah, it's a little hectic. It just kind of like
It's 50. Is it 50 on 50? what is it? 50. How does Warzone exactly work?
Well, it's like 10 people on your team. You drop down on a small circle and you just basically like shoot it out until you get enough kills. It's basically almost like
Right.
team deathmatch.
I heard the new map is very good. The Chinook.
Oh, Sandhawk, yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
Pretty fun.
says it's fun. So I mean, PUBG still has. This is still selling. It's close to 10 million players on Xbox One X and the Xbox One S. So it's not like this game didn't do well. It did very well. I don't know. I fear that it might get overshadowed, and I mean, the PlayStation guys act like they don't even want the game. I
Yeah.
find that weird, but um, it's been an interesting ride for that game. I know people love it. I know Rand plays it pretty much. He played this year. He played almost 25 days on PUBG, like
Yeah.
cumulative hours, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Times 6, whatever he was on 20, 25 days. He loves it, and he plays it every night. So it still has its appeal.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's still gonna be among maybe like top 10 or something of the the battle royale stuff because I think there's still Realm Royale coming. There's the what we call the Red Dead Redemption 2 thing, whatever that's gonna be. Still a bunch of games that are gonna have that mode, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they kind of compete and kind of probably gonna like bring PUBG down from more spots depending on how good they are.
They've always seemed to have a lot of adversity, but I heard some things like they might work on a different frame rate mode. Did you hear that too?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
might work on getting it 30 and 60, I guess.
Yeah, if they keep the updates frequent and they let people know what's going on with the game, they can still continue on a good path. But
Talking about
you know,
console, Tim?
yeah,
What did you say, Steph?
You talking about console?
No, PUBG.
No, no. Like for console, you said for a 60 frame mode?
Yeah, I heard that it's possible to make there was a mention of that. I didn't know how valid it was, but I did see that.
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
should be interesting.
Yeah, very. All right. Well, what's next on the docket here? You guys want to talk about something? Let's talk about this real quick. So apparently, I know this isn't gaming, but X-Men is now going to be overlooked by Marvel. It's confirmed they're going to be in the universe. Everything like they're Kevin Feige is over those movies now. So I don't
Nice.
know if you guys don't. Yeah, it made me very happy to see that. So we're gonna get some dope X-Men movies finally. I'm very happy about that. I mean, we knew it was coming.
I used to love X-Men. I still do. I felt like the last couple ones weren't the best. Oh, they were decent. They were good.
I thought the last couple ones were great. It's just the very last one that was garbage.
Yeah, the last one
Yeah.
wasn't good. No.
What was the Captain? The one that I liked of it was Captain America. What was that one?
Civil War?
Civil War. Yeah, I thought that was
That
excellent.
garbage ass movie.
Are you serious?
I love Civil War.
Oh, that's right. He hates Civil War
hate
because
Civil
it
War.
was on the parking lot or something.
It's a parking lot movie.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
remember that. Yeah, shut the fuck out of here.
Fucking
That shit was
garbage ass
great.
movie. Fucking garbage.
Whatever.
Goddamn
Get outta
parking
here,
lot.
bro. Anyway, I just wanted to have a little side. I didn't want to make a big deal about it, but I just wanted to bring it up before I forgot.
Hey, I want to bring something up, Steph, because we're gonna argue about how fucking Civil War's a piece of shit. So, One Piece, I've watched 560 episodes.
I love you. You're a good guy.
It is one of the best animes, but they do eventually start falling in that like trip of like skip the first 6 minutes because it's what happened last time. It's fucking everything.
I told you that though. I told you.
No. I'm not. We're not here to argue. I'm just saying. So like you end up with like they're about like 10-minute episodes if you cut off all the bullshit out of them. No, but honestly, the episode's 24 minutes. First 6 minutes you cut. The last 3-4 minutes you cut. because that's going. What happens next time, or like the fucking outro. Like it's about 10-minute episodes, and like that's how I watched fucking like 560 episodes in like a month, 2 months.
Wow. That's
But I was just saying I did like it. I enjoyed it. It's a good show. It's not the best anime of all time, but it is a great anime.
It's the best manga of all time. Definitely not the best anime.
Yeah.
Manga, yes. Anime, no.
But yeah, I watched all of it in English dub on.
Oh, you watched the dub?
Yeah.
That dub's pretty good.
The dub's
great.
good. But like it. I'm in season 10 on Funimation, and I switched over to the subtitles, so that's what I'm doing now.
Oh, okay, so you out of the dub now?
Yeah.
Where are you at currently in the story?
There's 3 seasons left to go to catch up with everything.
What's going on in the story? I'm just trying to.
Remember the tiny chick that can turn into a giant? No, I just got past the Mermaid Island, like the episode right after that.
Mermaid Island?
Yeah.
Mean, fucking Jesus Christ.
Fishman Island, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Fishman Island. Jesus Christ, yeah. Okay,
Fishman, Mermaid,
dope.
whatever island.
That was dope. That was pretty dope. Yeah.
Did you guys see the?
Get real here pretty soon. Go ahead.
Sorry, there's one last update with the Telltale thing. Looks like they're not going to be able to finish the final season. That really sucks.
Really?
Wow, that sucks.
They're not even going to finish it.
No, looks like they won't be able to finish it. That's really sucky.
That blows.
Yeah, I hope nobody bought that. Like,
I bought the season pass.
Oh man,
Oh,
I hope
man,
well maybe they can.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, I hope they can give you like a refund or something.
Shit, they gonna have to worry about paying their employees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, that's water under the bridge for me.
Yeah, it really sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how they're gonna have to figure that out unless like they get
Hey,
another studio to like
At least
finish
they ain't
it.
like Crytek and making them motherfuckers just work and finish this shit. Man, if it was Crytek, we'd have season 5. Nobody have a house. They done lost the house because they ain't paying them motherfuckers.
Man,
That's why they get down over there. But since we're talking about TV shows, let's also it was confirmed that Diablo is actually going to be an animated Netflix series. So that just came out not too long ago.
Wow.
yeah, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They did a really good job with what was it
Castlevania.
called? Yeah, Castlevania. Yes, they did a really good job with Castlevania. So I'm interested to see. I mean, I don't have any affinity for Castlevania, but I love Diablo. I played the shit out of Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 on PC until it blew my computer up a long time ago. Yeah, that game
Yeah,
is
that could
very,
definitely
very
work.
CPU intensive. Go ahead, say it again.
Yeah, I mean, I think it could work with the animated series because I feel like the game story it's good, but I feel like it could be more embellished with an anime or something.
Yeah, I mean, the actual story of Diablo 3 was vaguely good, but if Blizzard gets involved and they do some bullshit like how they did with World of Warcraft, remember that?
Mhm.
That movie? That dog shit movie? If they, because
I like that movie though. I actually like
that
that.
movie was dog shit, bro.
I thought it was cool.
It was dog shit.
It was like a better Lord of the Rings.
Oh,
Better
man.
Lord of the Rings?
Nah, just joking. I mean, but like, you know what was cool about the movie? They had like straight up magic and like just crazy like like straight up
It was animated though.
force blast stuff. It was
I
pretty
don't
cool.
care. Like it was. That movie had a lot of potential in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but it's not like that subtle, like Gandalf magic where you just, lights up an area or something. It was just like crazy, crazy lightning storm shit. Like, I was like, holy crap, that was awesome. Well, maybe I'm one of the few who like that World of Warcraft movie. So, or
You
Warcraft.
and like half of China, because that movie fucking did gangbusters in China.
Yeah, maybe they can make a new one because of that.
No, they won't.
No, I think it is greenlit for a sequel.
Nice.
Yeah, because I'm being dead serious about China. Like it did
yeah, I know
gangbusters in China. Like it just as big, like as big as any U.S. release in a movie.
Yeah, there are a lot of China-funded movies. Like, isn't The Meg like kind of a
Yeah.
China-funded movie too? Yeah. The
Shark
Meg?
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Asian companies. So I mean, China's taking over, man.
China, yeah, I was about to say they taking over, bro. They already got America, man. They own
Yeah.
us, man.
Yeah,
They own us,
Tencent.
bruh.
What's the other one?
Yeah.
A bunch of them have stakes in like smaller companies or like companies that you would never know about, like Creative Affinity. I think has like a certain affinity. I'm sorry, has a partnership with I think Lei Yu or Tencent. One of them. It's a crazy like
Hmm.
tree of stuff
Hmm.
like links. So very interesting.
All right. So what's next up?
Well, I don't know if you guys tried the Forza Horizon 4 demo.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Tim was posting some awesome shots on from the Reset
Yeah.
Era thread. That was these are amazing shots, man. It's crazy.
I played it 4K 30, and then I played it 1080 60. I only played the race. I
Mhm.
didn't go off road, simply because I was in such awe. I didn't want to waste the the feeling that I'm gonna wait for it to come out. I'll probably get it early on the Ultimate Edition. But I have to say, graphically, it's if it's one of the best games or the best game I've ever seen graphically.
Yeah,
On the OLED, it's unbelievable. I mean, they took three and they took the engine down and they built it with Forza, with Turn 10, with Playground, and they built it up for the X capabilities, and it looks better than three by far. Like it is a big step, in
yeah,
my opinion. And they also the 60 frames per second. Yeah, you could feel it. I definitely say if I'm gonna race and I have to be serious, I'm gonna go 60. But I do not like giving up the image quality when you go down to 1080p. There is a real big difference. So for me, I strictly gaming another game on the 4K 30, but it's good that it has that option for serious gamers or gamers that like to feel a 60 frames per second. Um,
Or
it
even if you're
is,
just on a 1080p TV and you have a Xbox
yeah,
One X, like
Mhm.
it's 60 is gonna be awesome.
yeah. It's perfect.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I have to say, I was really blown away by it. It's 92 Metacritic, in my opinion. It's gonna do well. It's gonna sell well.
Just 92.
Yeah, it could go higher. I mean, I just think it's gonna. I think it's fair to say that it's been a step up in pretty much every way from its predecessor. Forza Horizon 3.
I think it'll maybe hit a 94, man.
Good.
I think so.
Yeah, unless you got like Polygon like sabotaging was like a weird ass low
Yeah.
score. Like I think 3 had like a weird like 7 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. It was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tim. That demo is amazing looking. I definitely agree with the 4K mode because at this point you're so used to the 30 frames on Horizon that
Hmm.
60 is great, but it's just not what I'm used to with that game. And it's fine. It's pretty smooth anyway.
Well, how they
And yeah,
capture controller response is way beyond 30. I think they do it at 60. So when you're
right.
playing it, the responsiveness to the car actually feels really tight, unlike a lot of 30 frames per second racers. So it
Yeah,
makes a big
yeah,
difference. So like you could
definitely.
play 30 and not feel like you're at a huge disadvantage.
No, and like Tim said, that was a good way to do it with the 60. You could do that like in competitive, change to 60,
Yeah.
and you're pretty much all set. So that's pretty awesome. Horizon's one of those games that even if you play like Spider-Man 4, like I mean, I'm sorry, Spider-Man or like God of War, like between that and those two games, like it still looks great. Like it'll compare quite well, along with probably Rise of the Tomb, I mean Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and even like
Yeah.
Far Cry 5. Those games look amazing on the X. So like for people saying the X not being used, taken advantage of, play those games. Those are like right up there, I think, with like those PlayStation exclusives. Like as far as just like certain aspects like the HDR or like the image quality and or both and like the expansiveness of the world. It's quite amazing what the X can do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely is. It shows its power on this with this Forza Horizon 4 and Playground. I don't know where they're gonna go from here because they pretty much I've done everything you can with the series, so I don't know. I
No,
think
but we say
maybe
that every fucking year, though.
I
Like
know.
everything, it's like Forza Horizon 3. I just don't see what they're gonna do with it.
Yeah,
Cause
and
fuck,
it keeps
it's
they're
fucking
amazing.
great. And then I played fucking 4.5 hours of this fucking demo. I drove down every fucking road in the demo and did
I
every
did too.
race.
Yeah, I was going to do the same. I was going to do like just not play anymore, but I was like, man, I gotta keep playing it because I just gotta try all the spots and all that. And I think there something you could do with the demo that I think you get like a free shirt or something.
Yeah,
you
I got a free
translate
shirt.
over.
Yeah,
That's cool.
but yeah, like I fucking played the demo for like 4.5 hours. It was like, yep, this is
Yeah.
what I'm gonna fucking be doing,
How
nonstop.
is how is your brother Jason? I'm wondering what he was he like blown away.
I know
Yeah, of
he
course.
fucking loves it. Yeah, like it's we're already yes, we got Game Pass. We're buying the Ultimate Edition. That's just what it's
Yeah.
gonna be. Like fucking, I'm gonna
Same
be
thing
playing
with
it on
me.
Friday.
Yeah.
It's fucking gonna happen because those games are fucking amazing. Like I don't think. I know people go, well, you have Gears, Halo, Forza. It's like, bitch, if you had fucking Forza, you would be talking that shit up. Because fuck, that game's good. I don't think there's a franchise, no matter what game you choose, anywhere, that is as big as what Forza has done when it comes to high scoring, repeated games where it's just every single fucking game is fucking high, just a perfect game. Like, it's just a great fucking game.
Yeah, and I don't think I mean, yes, it's another Forza game. It's not anything new as far as what Xbox offers, but you also get Tomb Raider, so like it's like you can switch between both. I mean, I know Tomb Raider is not an exclusive, but if PlayStation gets Spider-Man and Tomb Raider, while Xbox is Tomb Raider and Forza Horizon. So I think there's enough variance there. So
Yeah.
it'd be like,
I can tell you one thing. The difference, it's pretty stark. There's a big gap from the Tomb Raider on compared to Tomb Raider on PlayStation 4 Pro. I mean, I think people who've played both. I've heard people say that the gap is pretty discernible.
yeah.
There's a big gap in the resolution, and it was recommended also by Digital Foundry, but for me, Tomb Raider is tremendous so far. I haven't played the whole thing, but wow, if you like graphics, that game is like wow,
Yeah, I seen that deformable mud. I was like, wow, that's awesome.
crazy.
Where
Yeah.
you sound like dude when that's talking about Uncharted 4, man. Talking about that mud.
Mud, if you have deformable mud, your game made it. It's
Yeah.
it's legit.
I haven't had a chance to play it, but honestly, I'm not going to play it because I just want to wait for the game.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I don't want to download a 27. Was it 27 gigs or something crazy like that?
27, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to
27,
download
28.
27 gig. Yeah, I can just wait for the
The
game.
full
I
game
got
is
Game Pass.
63.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. That's 80 gigs. Nah, bro. I got internet cap, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on that. I know I'd probably play it one time and play it for maybe like 45 minutes. I'll just wait for the whole game and I'll play it that way. So I want to play it. I think it'll look great on my 4K TV because I still think, in my opinion, that Forza 7 and Far Cry 5 probably the best looking games that I have. Though I don't play any single player games really on it, like the Microsoft games. I didn't play Halo 5 story, which someone tweeted out a picture today that I seen. I don't know if you guys seen it on Twitter. I'm not sure who it was. They tweeted out a picture of Master Chief shooting the plasma gun, and you know how when it heats up and his hand gets all hot and he does his
Yeah.
hand hot. That picture of Master Chief's hand is so detailed; it looks insane. That's got to be the update in the single player because the multiplayer looks good, but obviously the graphics are different. So need to check that out. That story mode out in 4K. But yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it. Plus, my car is in it, so any chance I get to drive my car in the game, get very very happy. So
Yeah, the two McLaren vehicles are amazing. Was it the Senna and the 720S? Those are like amazing
I was
vehicles.
talking about the McLaren. That's not my car.
I know, but
talking
no,
about
well,
the Subi.
the Supra.
No, the Subi.
oh,
That's the
Subi?
Subaru. STI.
Ah,
That's me, man.
ah, Okay,
I'm a
okay.
CD guy.
I see what I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Anyway, well, good. Yeah, I'm glad everybody liked it. I'm
Yeah,
interested to hear what Jason thinks about it because he's so
Yeah, well,
technical with that.
he loves that.
Yeah.
yeah. I'm so behind on Horizon though. Like I'm still playing 2 and like 3.
Yeah,
So
I haven't
yeah,
finished 3 yet. Very close to it,
nice.
but I have over 70 hours in the game too.
Wow.
It's just I just play the game and I just take it in. But I'm hopefully maybe this week I'll give it a shot to try to finish Forza Horizon 3. But it's their games are just great. Playground is great. What an acquisition by
Yeah.
Xbox. I can only imagine what they're gonna do with this game that they're building, whether it's Fable or whatever it is. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, they're one of the few like developers before Microsoft bought them that brought like top level AAA quality like visuals and features and all that stuff that not a whole lot of other even sometimes Microsoft's own studios don't produce as good.
No.
So which is really interesting. But yeah, one other thing that's kind of annoying me. It's not really related to anything. I mean, well, somewhat is when you see screen tearing on Xbox titles, especially X enhanced ones, like Master Chief Collection has it on Halo One. What's the other one? Tomb Raider has it.
Very
Uh,
little, a little. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, but I think even Rise of Tomb Raider has it in certain sections. I kind of hope that you guys know if the what do you call it, the G Sync whatever monitors or TVs that they're gonna like remedy that.
The
Yes,
game.
that's what
First
it's
of all,
for.
the game has to be coded for.
Yeah, it has to support it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Oh.
Tomb Raider does. In some games do, like Battlefront does,
Mm.
and Battlefront 2.
But it's weird because it's free sync during certain frame rate areas. So like it's free sync between like 40 frames per second and 60.
Yes.
And if it
Right.
hits 35, it could still tear. It's just in between 40 and 60 it won't tear.
Yes. Yes.
Like there's weird limitations to it. But
if you're like 50,
I think next gen is when you're going to really see FreeSync take off, but on every console, like for Sony and Microsoft, because it's going to be a standard to HDMI, and you'll just see the end of screen tearing on these new TVs and consoles. It's just going to take a little while before that actually finally takes off.
Yeah, I mean, some people are very sensitive. It sounds like Will's sensitive. Some people just hate tearing.
Oh, it's horrible.
I don't really care about tearing. I'm a very relaxed. Like I love graphics, but I will give a pass on certain things. But some people hate the tearing. Like
well, Shadow of the Tomb Raider has a little bit of tearing. It's not bad at all.
I haven't seen it
but
yet.
there's certain games where it's like nonstop and you could just you see it. It's just like, yep, this is Project Cars was that way. It had some bad tearing.
Titanfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually like reserved to the very top portion of the screen, so it's not like right in the middle.
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy, but yeah, it's very annoying when you see it. It just kind of messes with the visuals for me. Like kind of just like ruins the image quality. But hopefully the next Xbox will have like similar to the X with the Force VSync if the TVs aren't really there yet with BC games. So that'll be pretty awesome.
Well, I don't think it's going to be a TV thing because it's just at that time the standard's going to be there. While right now the standard was just really set, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So now TV manufacturers can actually go in there and do what they need to do with it versus right now you have all these TVs that were designed before the standard. You have consoles designed before the standard, and nothing's really there to support it. And this is just really early in their in the time of that in FreeSync when it comes to TVs. I mean, of course, the monitors are there, but they haven't really, honestly, they haven't fucking taken off. Nobody fucking buys the AMD fucking free because you're paying an extra like $300 for it. Yeah. Even if you go with fucking Nvidia, it's $300, and then you're stuck buying certain NVIDIA, you have to buy NVIDIA cards, you have to buy AMD cards, and then you have to use their specific fucking shit, and it's just a pain in the ass.
Well, I use it on my monitor. Yeah. The G-Sync.
Yeah, but the monitor is a lot more expensive than a regular monitor. While when AMD comes out with their standard, it's just gonna be part of fucking monitors. You'll just have.
That's true.
Yeah.
But honestly, the technology. If you like, I have a Dell monitor, and this monitor that I have right now it's a 1440p monitor, but they actually have a 4K version of the same monitor with G-Sync, and it's
Really?
Yes, and it's less than what I paid for this when I bought it because I bought
How much is it?
This monitor that I got now, I think I paid like $500 for it, but right now, if you go to the website, I think it's only like not even $300. But the 4K version is cheaper than I think it's. I think it's like $400.
So IPS panel probably.
IPS, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still fucking expensive for most people on a fucking monitor for their PC.
Well, I mean, like if you compare it to like the Acer and the what is the other those Predator monitors,
Alienware has
like,
one.
Yeah.
all those stupid. Those are like $1,000. You can find if you
No, I
shop
understand that
around
there's $1,000 monitors. I'm just saying, like most people aren't gonna fucking drop $500 for a fucking monitor for their PC.
If you play, hey, look, Tim, you getting into PC stuff soon. I'm just going to tell you, you can't. I mean, you can hook a computer up to a big ass TV and play it like an Xbox or whatever. But if you want the best experience out of PC, you need to get a monitor. Trust me.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I've built 3 PCs in my life, so I've had monitors. I was thinking about getting the monitor, the Alienware monitor that they were selling, but
I'll send you some links.
yeah, logistically, I just the way my room's set up or where I'm gonna have it, I don't know if I could do it. I have too many TVs, and I'm not giving away a 4K TV, so I'll just have to hook up the PC to the monitor for now. I mean the 4K.
And I'll tell you what, I'm not a big fan of giant monitors for PCs.
Well, what do you consider giant?
Anything over 32, or even 32 is fucking massive. Like 28 would be a big monitor.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like 32 isn't that big to me.
See, honestly, no, but once you have like a fucking 42-inch monitor, like it's not a monitor, that's a fucking TV. Like,
yeah.
Well, monitors, it's only a monitor.
I know by definition, but we're talking about fucking size, and it's just fucking gigantic.
He's just using semantics.
I understand a monitor is anything that doesn't have a tuner built into it. That is by definition what it is. But fucking 42 inches isn't a fucking.
Hey, Nvidia sells like a fucking 10 grand.
I know they do. I know that I've seen it, and I was like, man, that'd look really pretty, but I wouldn't fucking sit like fucking 5. I like to sit close to my monitor. Like 28 inches is fine.
The guy who's dropping like fucking like 10 plus G's on a computer monitor.
Yeah.
He's probably got like the whole like setup in his house with like the car, like the wheel that actually like rumbles and then like.
No, see, I don't imagine this is Steph. Steph is the type of guy that's gonna have 3 ultra wide 4K monitors.
No. With
the wheel set up on it. That way it surrounds them.
My kids would break that so fast. Dude.
Well, no, I mean, if we're talking about if you're spending this kind of money, this would be the adult Steph room.
Don't matter, dude. There's no limit. There's no limit to a child who has child's innocence. They think they can do whatever they want. Can do whatever they want. My kid pushed my TV off my dresser the other day. Yeah, I couldn't even yell. I couldn't even yell loud enough to express the anger that I had. Woo. I'm getting mad just thinking about it.
Heated.
Man.
Yep. Kids will do anything, man. I had my oldest son when he was about my kid's age now, my youngest son, because my youngest son, he's the one who pushed it off. And he was like, "You're bad." I looked over at him. I said, "You motherfucker! You sprayed my TV with Lysol." I had to send that shit back.
Oh, that sucks. It's not good.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, that's enough for Steph's life.
You gotta lock your room, man.
Man, dude, they know how to. Man, you'd be surprised what a kid can do at that age too. They can turn doorknobs They can climb up on the stove. They can do a lot of stuff.
No, just gotta lock with your key,
way,
man.
bro. Learn it the hard way, man.
Tim is laughing because he knows. That's all.
I'm sure Tim knows. Tim knows. I think the biggest fear that I've had with kids is looking all over my house for my kids, and I couldn't find them. Couldn't find my kids.
And they were
They
somewhere
was asleep.
stupid.
They was asleep in the bathtub.
Oh man.
I said, "Baby, did you got the kids? Did you take them with you or something?" She was like, "What? What? Stop playing!" I was like, "I'm serious. I can't find them. I'm gonna call the police."
That's funny as hell.
I opened the bathroom door, and I was like, I didn't see him, and then I heard him snore or something. I heard him do something, and they was in a damn bathtub with a
Pass the fuck out.
comforter, a pillow, everything, sleep. I was like, Jesus Christ! Oh my God, that shit scared me. Yeah, man. Kids.
Nice. So I got one more question for you guys. Like, so with Spider-Man development kind of winding down, do you guys see Insomniac possibly maybe squeezing in a X patch for Sunset Overdrive, or it's a foregone conclusion?
They said they're not gonna do it. They got they were on their stream. They were actually streaming a gameplay of Sunset Overdrive, and somebody said, "Ask Microsoft for a dev kit so you can update." They're like, "We ain't asking them for nothing." That's what he said.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, he said, "Nope, we ain't asking them for nothing."
Oh man, it's such a shame.
Ted Price guy, he's a nice guy, but he ain't gonna tell everybody how he really feel. Yeah, he ain't gonna tell everybody how you really feel about that. You know what he said when they asked him, he said, "Why can't we do another one?" He said, "Ask Microsoft." So ask them why we ain't got another one.
I know they need that. You know, I know Microsoft's kind of concentrating on more of their own IP and stuff like that, but they need at least that one other game that kind of as PlayStation had a Bloodborne and Spider-Man. Those are like kind of outliers.
Bloodborne,
so like
Spider-Man, they also
yeah, but you just literally called games that had one single game and no sequel.
Bloodborne's going to get a sequel. I guarantee you it gets one.
I mean, they were successful though, so it's not too hard to imagine a sequel. But
Sunset Overdrive wasn't successful. Like
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I fucking love Sunset Overdrive.
That shit hurt when you said that.
But it wasn't successful.
I know, but they kind of with this one they can't really play the numbers game too much because they need something to bring in more hardcore people. Because people playing PlayStation, they have a lot of games that kind of suck people into the ecosystem that will attract them. So I think Xbox needs like one of those, like a Sunset or like a Rise. Some of those types of games, not necessarily those games.
They need to do something for the fan base. If they only done one thing, they need to do. Let me say that again. If they only make one game that's not their new studios building them or whatever, they need to just pick one game and that's not fucking Battletoads because no one's gonna really buy that game. They need to do like a Sunset or a Rosin.
No, but they're not putting that much money into fucking Battletoads. Let's be honest.
They're not, but I guarantee you, they're like, yeah, the fans want this.
Yeah, it's a fan-driven game. It's a very hardcore kind of game. I mean, if anything, I think Spider-Man kind of shows that Microsoft needs to kind of invest in a kind of a third-party RP like that can work for them, like maybe like a Hulk game that kind of fills up the whole God of War, like maybe like a Planet Hulk type of game.
I don't know about. I don't need another superhero game. This is what I need from you, Microsoft. I need you to get Wolf Among Us Season 2 to happen. Fucking put that bitch on Xbox. Trust me, there's 8 million fans right now that are screaming about it.
Did you see the chart that got tweeted out?
Which chart?
There's a chart. That's funny. There's a chart that shows the sales of all their games. All the Telltale games.
Yeah.
Like the last 6 of them didn't even sell 1 million copies on things.
Really? That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, let me look for it. 1 second.
Wow. I mean, Game of Thrones, I can understand. Tales of the Borderlands, that too. But also like Batman, that kind of sells itself. That's weird.
Give me 1 second. The Batman and I think Game of Thrones are the only ones that did maybe got close to it.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, get an IP like that. Go with the Wolf Among Us, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Great game.
I know superheroes are fucking all the rage right now, but I don't know. Like, I'd rather have something that's not related to superheroes.
Like Sunset Overdrive too.
I don't think Sunset Overdrive. Yeah, I mean, I look as a fan, I'd fucking want to play that game. Period. I'd love for them to invest into it. It'd be great. I'd fucking buy. I'd buy the $120 fucking version with the skateboard. Like, I'd pay $300 for Sunset Overdrive 2 that came with the skateboard.
Yeah, and like for the future, they have a lot of potential. They could put like the the multiplayer co-op and bigger city, night day and night cycle. There's so much potential there. It looks like yeah. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I'm sorry for interrupting, but I have a question. Dustin, you want the skateboard?
I don't give a fuck. I just want it. Like, I'll take a skateboard, whatever.
I have a skateboard.
Yeah.
So if you
Oh, nice.
Nah. I mean, it had to come with Sunset Overdrive 2.
Oh, I have the one for Sunset Overdrive 1 if you
Oh, that's cool. It's a custom skateboard?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
at the launch event.
Okay.
Yeah, when I went to the launch event, they gave it to us.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
They have to add that to the game too. It's like a Sunset 2. That'd be an awesome like grinding.
I think they want to do Sunset 2. I just don't know.
No, they definitely want to do it.
And
But
they're not going to fund it themselves, though. Although, right now, they could fund it themselves after all this money that they...
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think that Microsoft actually has the publishing rights to the second one, so they would have to work out a deal with Microsoft probably.
I thought that wasn't in effect. I thought they didn't have a
I don't
like
know
a
who owns that.
They don't own it. They don't own it, but it's kind of like Alan Wake. Microsoft doesn't own it, but they own the publishing to it.
They have the rights to publish it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
or
think,
the rights to
something like that.
publish it or whatever. So
Yeah.
I guess after so long, it's going to expire, and then they'll probably make it.
yeah. I figure that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I just
Look,
tweeted it, or I'm sorry,
yeah.
I put it in the Discord here, the chart that I was talking about.
okay, I'll check it out.
Look at it here. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like Sunset 2 is gonna likely be like a multi-plat if things
I
go
had no
this
issue with
way.
that. Like, fucking.
Yeah,
And
that's fine.
they could fix the big issues with that game, because there are issues with Sunset Overdrive. Like, the beginning of that game is a fucking grind. Like, it just
Yeah.
the fact that double jump doesn't come till like fucking 10 hours into that game is fucking ridiculous. It almost ruins the game.
What is it called? Like is it double jump? Or
Yeah,
air
it's the
dash?
air dash. Well, I
Air
mean,
dash
air
is
dash,
the-
double jump, whatever the fuck you want
Yeah.
to call it.
It's very important.
Yeah, like it's almost half the fucking enjoyment of that game is air dashing, like, to the next thing, and you don't get it for forever in that game. It's something that should have been like number 2. The second thing you fucking learn when you're playing is, hey, this is how you air dash.
Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that playing Spider-Man recently, the tutorial part. It's not like a tutorial, but like it is a tutorial, but it doesn't. It's not like it's kind of hard to explain. But they pretty much do the same thing with this fucking game because they lock you behind a lot of powers until like so far into the game. Like I've probably put like 5 hours in it, and I really don't have many powers or anything like that. I just got the it's not like a double jump, but it's like you speed up whenever you web. Or something
yeah.
like that. I forgot what
It's like a web dash or something.
Something like that. I mean, you get a web dash, but it's something that makes you keep your speed when you're.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, a lot of Sunset and Overdrive and Spider-Man. Even when I was playing Sunset like the other day, the traversal felt very similar. Like it was very like fluid.
It looked. I mean, you give that guy a fucking mohawk and throw a vest on him. It's the Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll team up with EA again because Fuse didn't work out too well. But maybe that seems like the only other publisher that can really make that happen. That's like a huge like an open world game like that.
It's just a bad game. It didn't work out because the game was trash.
I liked Fuse, man. Like I'm one of the few who does.
I feel like the original idea for Fuse was much better than what that game actually gave us.
Yeah, the cartoony look, like Overstrike.
Yeah.
I think it was Overstrike. What was it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that too. I mean, it seems like they. I'm very curious to see what they're gonna do with Fuse. If they're just gonna not do anymore, if they're gonna like, kind of modify it to look more like the original or reboot it again. It's very interesting.
I think it's safe to say that the game's dead. They made Spider-Man, and their next game is going to be Spider-Man 2. They already confirmed that there's another Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it's crazy that Insomniac is not going to pursue any other like their own IP,
Song of the
considering
Deep too.
there's only one that can kind of see happen. But like, it's just weird because Sunset and Fuse are supposed to be like their own breakout, like new IPs, and they want to be independent. So it seems like almost like if they're gonna keep working on licensed and other people's IPs, like why stay independent if you're not gonna do your own thing?
Hey, there's a lot of people saying Sony should buy them.
I mean, they do have probably a more lucrative relationship with Sony, and it seems like it works out more for them.
Last two big games were with Sony.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man. Yeah. But we'll see. The next generation will be very interesting to see what happens with Microsoft and Sony, and how, what games are going to plop in where. Like Killer Instinct, we haven't seen anything about like a sequel for. A lot of stuff that's up in the air that we just don't know about that could potentially happen.
Yeah, and services are going to look completely different next gen.
Oh yeah.
Like, I know this is an Xbox show, but like fucking Sony just made a huge move with PlayStation Now by like making it actually compete with Game Pass by allowing people to download fucking PS4, PS2, and PS1 games where you're not fucking stuck with this bullshit streaming. Yeah. And that is a fucking huge move. Now, don't get me wrong, they're not putting their first-party exclusives up there on day release. Not like Microsoft.
Hey, the cool thing with it though, Dustin,
it is $10 more a month than Game. It's $20 a month versus $10 a month of Game Pass.
Yeah. But you can buy a year for $20 less. It's $99 for a year.
Well, that's a promotion they're running. That's not a full. That's
promotion they're running.
So yeah, I think it's the 28th or something.
Yeah.
Okay. But
I mean, it's a good deal. Like now that you can download these games, it's hard to like. I'm happy games are getting to this position where people can just fucking like have this rental service. I think it's honestly a better system than trying to afford to buy like a ton of games, because I'm gonna probably pick up a PS4 Pro tomorrow, and it's gonna be a lot more economical for me to go ahead and just get like a free month of PlayStation Now or Plus or whatever, and play it that way for a while.
Yeah.
Right.
Than trying to pick up a ton of games all at once.
Yeah, there's a flash sale tomorrow.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So you can pick up some games.
Whenever you play, when you play games on PlayStation Now that are multiplayer, you don't have to use PS Plus.
Yeah. Yeah, Microsoft's very stubborn with like their online multiplayer was.
It's funny because it's reversed from last gen. Because back in the day, Sony would force you to pay for the online service to play free-to-play games. Now, and Microsoft wouldn't. Now it's the other way around.
Well, you remember, you didn't even have to have PS Plus to play online.
Yeah.
This is just a new thing for them. So.
But yeah,
well, that's enough saying good stuff about Sony. Yeah, let's not say anything else.
All right, well, can we talk about Nintendo for a minute then? Because
your favorite.
Fucking playing my Switch right now. But the Switch now supports fucking game sharing, like between two consoles.
Oh, really?
Yes, like this is fucking big news. Like fucking good job, Nintendo. Like you're fucking getting it.
When they slipped this in?
The latest update. It is literally the same as both Sony and Microsoft. Like if you have two systems, you make one your primary, and then have your username on the secondary system, and then that way you can share the games between the systems. It's fucking great. It's about fucking time.
Man, I need to convince someone to buy a Switch that I know so I can do this.
Yeah, you also have to hope the other person has a really good digital library and you have a lot of memory.
I just want to throw it out there. I have a real good digital library, but everybody I talk to has like multiple people using their Switch, and it's like, well, it's only going to benefit. Well, I guess it would work out for that Switch. It just wouldn't work out for my Switch because I'd have to. Well, because I have a huge library of games on my Switch.
Yeah, I got about 10 games.
Let's see.
Only like three games that are like what do you call it? Cartridges. Yeah, that's what those things are called.
I would switch. Yeah, if I bought a Switch, I would go digital, but I still don't trust Nintendo's account system. It's very.
I'll be honest. I have 27 games.
Oh man. Ooh, I hope you're able to transfer those, man.
I'm committed to the
Yeah,
Switch.
Well, it used to be. It's tied to your account now.
Yeah, it is.
If you didn't know this, Will, before the Switch came out, they created the Nintendo account stuff.
Wow.
It's kind of,
Steph, are y'all still there? Tim? Alright, guys, I'm not hearing anybody. Wonder what's going on. Let's see, am I still streaming? So I'm not sure. I gotta check the accounts. Yeah, Will says he can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. This is weird. I'm gonna disconnect from Discord and come back in. Alright, can anybody hear me?
Yeah,
Yep.
what happened?
Alright, that was really weird. I couldn't hear anything, so I disconnected from podcast chat and came back in. Now it's working.
That's weird.
The show's still streaming and everything, so yeah.
Okay.
I'll just repeat myself real quick.
Yeah, because you like zoned out for me.
Oh yeah, so apparently it's banned in China, Nintendo Online or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Why?
They use like Google servers or something like that for like voice chat or something like that. Yeah, I got the article right now.
Interesting.
Yeah, nobody trusts Google, man.
But yeah,
That's
like
right.
I'm kind of stoked because I might pick up another Switch now, just to have for Jason and I. Like, especially you consider like getting like when Pokemon comes out, I could just buy one fucking version now or one copy.
Right, you both can play.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. You know, I think you said that Nintendo's doing that. I think that by law they actually have to give you the other copy or whatever. I think it's in the terms of service. You get 2 digital copies or something. It's got to be. There's no way that Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft are like, yeah, just give 2 copies.
Well, what it is it's based on how systems work without check-ins. So if you have a system that allows you to play offline, you'd always be able to sign on to another account and then play your game. So it's not something they can like if there was a way to force it without a humongous amount of backlash, they'd stop you from fucking being able to play 2 copies of the same game. But just because how the system works, and they know if they fucking try to take away your like offline play, it would just fucking crush them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But yeah, like I'm totally considering buying the Super Smash Brothers Nintendo Switch edition.
Nice.
Because it's $2.99, comes with the game. I'd get another Switch. I'd get the game. Because how I look at like systems is, if the system's going to release with the game, it's saving me money on that game. Essentially on the system. So I look at the system, instead of being $2.99, it's like $2.30 or whatever, and that way I'm buying that $60 game either way. So fucking, it's just money saved.
So I'm curious, how does the online work now then? Like, so I know the online is paid now, so you can't do it for free. But let's say you want to play Smash Brothers with somebody, across the US or something. How do you just hook up your Switch to the?
You still have
So,
friend codes and all that bullshit. And
Yeah, nothing's changed except for you have to pay for it.
mhm.
So you just hook
their
up,
online is garbage. I'm gonna be straight up tell you that. Like, it is not. The only reason I have, like, I'm using the trial right now, but the only reason I use it is to play fucking Minecraft so I can play on my server. Now, don't get me wrong. The fact that it's only $20 a year definitely helps, because it's not worth any more than that.
No.
But I don't know. Like, the Nintendo games aren't like they should have started with fucking SNES games, not goddamn NES
Yeah, I
games. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just fucking ridiculous at this point. Fucking your SNES lineup is way better than the NES lineup. It just is. It looks visually better. The games were just more improved. The sound's better. And let's be honest, the Switch can fucking play a SNES game just as well as it can play a NES game. The technology's so old.
Yeah, Nintendo out there milking everything they fucking got.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right,
Now,
so real quick, I want to go over this chart real quick.
okay, go for it.
All right, so these are the games that sold over, or that sold under 1 million copies. Everything after The Walking Dead Season 2 sold under 1 million copies, which is Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Minecraft Story Mode, Walking Dead, what is it? What is it called? Like Michonne, yeah, Walking Dead Michonne.
I'm surprised Season 3 sold under 1 million of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, it did. Walking Dead, New Frontier,
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, Batman, the War Within, and there's another game. The text is so bad I can't read what the fuck it says. I don't want to.
There's what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy came out.
Yeah.
After that.
Well, it's between Walking Dead, A New Frontier, and Walking Dead Michonne. I don't know what that says. I can't see. I literally can't see what it says. But I mean, that's a lot of games they've made. I mean, let's see. Let's count those. One, two.
They flooded the market basically
1, 2, 3,
with their own games.
It's 9 games. None of them sold over 1 million copies.
Yeah, so you guys think it has something to do with like them flooding the market with their own like style of games?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many of them.
All those 9 games only sold about 3 million copies, maybe.
Yeah, it's better if they spread it out more.
Yeah, definitely.
Still
it has
crazy.
the dates here too, but I can't see the actual dates because it's so fucking. You know, once you blow it up, it looks horrible. But yeah, that's surprising, man. I didn't realize. I thought that at least Minecraft done pretty good. It's a big name, you know, Minecraft. I think that would at least sold 1 million copies, but hell,
especially with the insane sales they have, you know. Like
yeah.
I bought it for my kids. They loved it. They were mad when the pig died, though.
Yeah, I was too. It's a fucking upsetting point in that game.
Yeah.
Man. Craziness.
We got any more news stories you want to go over? Or we can get into what we've been playing.
Microsoft and AMD are working on the future of cloud gaming, people. It's the future. It's the cloud. It's not a giant surprise. I mean, you'd figure with Microsoft working on the next Xbox, it's probably 99% chance that it's going to be an AMD system. So with them doing this like cross internet / hardware inline rendering, that they'd be working close with their hardware partners to make that work. What else was there? Assassin's Creed Odyssey's coming with Assassin's Creed 3 Remaster if you get the like deluxe edition or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
It's cool, but it's like out of nowhere.
Yeah. I liked Assassin's Creed 3, so
I did not like it, though.
Yeah. I mean, I understand some of the complaints, but like I didn't have an issue with the traversing like some people did.
Well, I think for me, I didn't like the character. I
mean, he's a little bland.
Ezio was just so cool. I mean, the game itself was fine. It's just the character just didn't have any character, I'd say.
Yeah, I understand the complaint, but I enjoyed it. I'm actually now tempted to buy the deluxe edition just so I could get Assassin's Creed 3 HD because I really did enjoy the game.
This is the second game they've done that. Ubisoft did that with Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
You got Far Cry 3, so...
The Liberation, too.
Do it again
yeah, Assassin's Creed Liberation.
Oh, they get that with it, too? Is that the one with the chick in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So...
Yeah, it seems like Ubisoft's like, you know... Even though they're all on back and pat on Xbox, we're gonna give everybody more Assassin's Creed, so you could practically have the whole collection at this point, you know.
Yeah. So
it's pretty, you know, it's no longer Xbox exclusive, having all the games in one spot. But you know, speaking on the AMD thing you were talking about earlier, it's gonna be. I'm curious to see what's going to be the differentiator for the next gen between Xbox and PlayStation. It seems like it's going to be very similar. I guess just the architecture will be just what basically makes it.
I don't think Sony's going to be able to do a cloud computer like hybrid thing just because they don't have the infrastructure like because they're going to have to pay either Amazon, Microsoft, or Google, one of the three, to host all this, to do the computing on the side. Because the only way I could imagine this is working, and I could be totally wrong, is that Microsoft has so many servers now, just everywhere, that they can make the latency low enough on that front, plus having the system render half of the game, I guess, in the bubble, so that they can make it work where you don't have to give somebody a $1 million console.
Oh, so you think the Scarlet's gonna have? Okay, sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're good. What were you saying?
So the Scarlet's gonna have like a hybrid kind of streaming slash like
so it's gonna run a portion of the game at the same time as the cloud is rendering the rest of it. So let's say a 15-foot.
In 2 places.
Yeah, so let's say a 15-foot bubble around your character is all rendered locally on the console, and then anything beyond that bubble can all be rendered in the cloud with just a server rack, and that way your console doesn't have to be that powerful to render anything outside of your bubble.
Oh, well, I meant just the next gen consoles, not necessarily just the streaming one.
Oh no, I'm talking about having that, and then having like your local, $600 Xbox 2, whatever you want to call it, fucking crazy beast machine that just renders everything locally.
Oh, so it'll be like a bit of both.
Yeah, they'll have both options. That's what the rumor is, that they're gonna have both options.
No, yeah, I heard that they're also doing a lot of the collision and all the types of things locally, and a lot of the hard pressing in the cloud. Now, I mean, when you look at 2013 when Xbox was talking about cloud computing, it was definitely, they were a little bit early on the case. We weren't ready for it. They weren't ready for it. They were excited about the technology. I do think in 2020, especially with stuff like 5G, 5G just coming out in Houston, Sacramento, LA, and Indianapolis. You're talking about
gigabit internet. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even the internet. The latency is from point to point is like less than 5 milliseconds. So wow. you're able to download a 4K movie in 7 seconds. Like, it's really impressive technology, and you're gonna hear more about it. And like somebody who has a 5G home, they can the cloud console that they're talking about is a viable option.
Even in rural areas, because you don't have to run cables. All you have to run, you just have the phone line or the phone towers, and it makes 5G. 5G makes internet infrastructure a lot easier on rural areas.
Exactly, and they're pushing that, and they're pushing it now heavy. So
I imagine Verizon's gonna fucking be like they're all over it. Like, they already have FiOS, and then now anything in rural they can just fucking let's just run our cell towers and
and even in areas where FiOS and them, I don't know how they're gonna do that, but the fact of the matter is that they are pushing that hard. The infrastructure is gonna be in a lot better position than it was in 2013, or when they talked about doing cloud compute and stuff like this. So I think Microsoft is going to really do well with the cloud console, because I do think that it's something that they've had in production for a long time. They've made a lot of changes to it, and
they're a cloud-based company for the most part now. Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, you're still going to have your native options, and you're going to have your, RTX Ti 28 Ti type power in your console in 2020 on the new one. But you're also going to have an option for a cloud console. And listen, if you're in a 5G area, or if you're in a 5G location, your consoles, you're not going to have no problems with latency. Things that they talk about are going to be,
And we're specifically talking about for rural areas. Like, if you have a good cable connection or FiOS or whatever now, you can run 4K video. You can run most of the stuff, because you're usually around 100 megabytes a second anyway, with low latency on a landline.
Right, but the latency on 5G is like
Oh yeah, it's
is
crazy.
it blows away everything. So the fact is that the infrastructure is getting better. Cloud compute is cloud rendering, and what they're going to be pushing is going to be more of a it's going to be more accepted. I think. I think that they are going to hit it at the right time, and this makes sense that they're planning for it. They're ready to do this, and um, the rumors of Scarlet and everything, they're all true, and I'm excited to see what they have in store, and I'm excited to. I like the fact that, like you said, that it works in two places. That makes me feel like that's more of an effort than, like, say, PSN Now, where everything is done in the cloud, and you're just, when you have something working on a local and remote end together. That definitely sounds
I mean,
like
eventually, without a
it's gonna
doubt,
be cool.
everything's going to go to the cloud. Like, you just have screens eventually. But
Yeah, it's true.
technology, latency, it's just not there yet. Uh, but this hybrid design is going to be what really pushes everything to the uncanny valley of just like, yep, the cloud is going to do not like 80% of the work. We'll let your system do 20%, and that way you don't have to have an insane CPU. We can just let a server rack handle it. And how they're figuring out latency, I mean, there's a bunch of ideas of like rendering 3 different scenes. Like, let's say if you have your choice of going forward or left or right, they just render all 3. And then when you hit left, it just shows you the third, the left hand render, and just throws out the other 2. I mean, there's a bunch of ways of hiding it. One day, I'd imagine, I don't know if y'all ever saw the test where your brain actually will show you what you're going to do before you even realize you're going to even do it. Like, they'll strap something to your head, and it'll actually, I know this is real sci-fi, but you'll go to hit a button on a buzzer, and before you can hit it, the light turns on because the system can read your mind and see that you're going to pick that button. So no matter what you do, the system will always beat you. But if you can incorporate that into like a game console where it's reading your thoughts and going, oh, like Steph's going to turn left, let's go ahead and turn left. And you don't even realize you've decided to turn left, but the system knows you're turning left because your brain decided it. And then it goes ahead and chooses that action for you. And then when you hit left, it just makes up the difference in time. So you feel like it's more responsive, but it's honestly just reading your thoughts. I mean, that's more.
Yeah, sounds like a VR idea.
Yeah, it's more like it's probably 20 years out for like games to really do shit like that, but it's crazy. Like you can watch it on Vsauce did it. He went on one of his YouTube Red videos about like consciousness, and he went to go take this test, and every time they gave him 2 buttons, A and B, and then every time he went to go hit a button, the blinker would come on way before his hand would get there, just because they can read his mind with the EKG. But yeah, it would make a lot of sense in VR if you could know, oh, his head's about to turn left before he even does, and that way you can start rendering those scenes turning left, and you could fix the latency issues and stop people from getting sick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But we're just talking about like really futuristic bullshit now. I don't know, I'm a nerd, so I find shit like that interesting. Like the whole idea of trying to solve the latency issue by like cutting every corner possible.
Yeah, man.
It's building for it, and it's coming. So
Yeah,
Microsoft is looking definitely hardcore to push it. So I think Sony is there too with PSN Now. I just feel that Xbox is gonna if the rumors are true, it's gonna be pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I'm gonna probably be one of the crazy people that buy both.
Me too. Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna see how the streaming shit works, and I also want to see how. I just want to have a native experience, so I'll be one of the crazy people.
Yeah, next generation is gonna be very interesting. Although for some reason, for me, it feels like it's so far ahead that like I'll probably die between now and then. I don't know. It feels like so far away still, even though it's not like that far away.
I mean, it's 2020. I mean, it's when everybody thinks it's gonna this whole thing's gonna drop.
You know, I'm curious how the console war is gonna evolve at that point. If people are gonna retire, their badges,
No,
or like,
the badges are here to stay.
or if it's just gonna be a new generation of people just console warring, and while the old people kind of just fade to the background. It'll be very curious to see what happens in that regard.
I mean, I think Sony needs to become a cloud company to compete. From what I see, I don't think Nintendo doesn't have the issue because they're not pushing hardware. But Nintendo has to be careful that cell phones don't fucking pass them up. That's Nintendo's issue.
That's true.
Because once phones start doing crazy shit, then the Switch is just going to look awful, and whatever they can do with the Switch is going to be awful. And we're already at the point where cell phones are doing 90. Like, you have to fucking have a cell phone to use the Switch online because that's how fucking Nintendo does everything. It's almost like they already admitted defeat on that front.
Yeah, man. Once your phone get Joy-Cons, it's gonna be fire, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, you look at the fucking new Apple phone or the new Samsung phones, it's like, fucking, we don't really need a Switch. Like, fucking, if you just put the fucking Note 9 and some Joy-Cons, you were fucking set. Because that shit those screens look insane. And honestly, how would y'all feel about buying a Switch with an OLED screen? Would y'all do it?
That'd be awesome. I would buy one.
That'd be crazy.
Oh, they look good.
I would fucking pay for it. I'm waiting for Nintendo to release a remaster.
20-minute battery life would be dope.
No, I mean, depending on the game, like it wouldn't have to turn on the whole screen, so it might actually save battery versus their fucking LCD that fucking just is always on.
The Vita had an OLED, didn't it, before they changed
Yeah.
it to the recent one? Nice. Yeah, Vita's ahead of his time, man.
And, honestly, it was 540p or something like that versus 720p on the Switch. So it's not like the Switch is exactly pushing high resolution.
Yeah. Well, that'd be very cool. Yeah, I'm actually waiting for the next revision of the Switch. I think it's going to be, like, not too far down. But I definitely want one, though. Used to play Zelda and Mario Kart and all that stuff.
Yeah. I need to find somebody to game share with. That's all I know.
Yeah, man. I'm there with
find
you.
somebody with a decent library of games.
Man, you don't throw shade at me like that.
Throwing all that shade right at Steph.
Man. All right. You want to get what we've been playing?
Yeah, let's do what we've been playing. So I've been playing 4.5 hours of the Forza Horizon demo. And then I ended up playing some... what the fuck was it? Shadow of the Tomb Raider for about like an hour, and I have not played it since. I need to get into that game because I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for maybe a sale on that one, but I want to play it so badly though. I have to finish the other Tomb Raiders. Like I'm still behind that one as well.
But that's all. Honestly, that and Minecraft. That's what I've been playing. That's it.
That's your answer every
that's
week.
Fucking Minecraft. All right, look, I've been playing it on my Switch. It's my relaxing, non-stressful game. It's what I do, people. It's what I do. All right, Tim, what you been playing? We haven't fucking heard from you a long time.
No. Well, pretty much. I went through the Forza thing. I played the demo. I was really impressed. 4K 30 all the way for me. I don't think I'm gonna mess with the 60 frames, even though I did notice it and I thought it was pretty cool. Really looking forward to it. Gonna get the Ultimate Edition on Friday. Also, I've been playing Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which so far I'm about 2.5 hours, 3 in. I had 3 play sessions, probably an hour each. It's visually stunning. It's fluid to me. I know people have said that it isn't fluid, but it plays much better to me than Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I think it steps up in a big way. There's a lot of different things in Tomb Raider this time. It's not as much combat. There's more like little little different things like you could do, like you could jump off a rock and you can be tethered from the top. You know, the overall uh, graphics of this game on X, I have to say it's one of the best games I've ever seen. The just the sheer scale is very impressive. So I have to say I highly recommend that, especially if you're a graphics guy and you got the right setup. Tomb
Mhm.
Raider is a game that you have to try out. And then I have been playing Madden. I'm in the process of slowly moving in the last month, and I'm almost going to be done in the upcoming month. But every free time I got, I usually take a ride out and drop something off or do something this and that. So my gaming hasn't been as easy to
Exciting.
get to. Yeah, or I haven't gotten to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I'm looking to hook up my 65-inch TV that I got, put the Pro on it, and put the X on it at where I'm moving to. Um, but other than that, haven't really. It's been a pretty down 2 months, I would say, for gaming for me. I've still been playing, but just not as frequent as I had been. And it's just waiting to get settled in and finally relax.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Nice.
All right. Will, what have you been playing?
Well, let's see. I've been playing Far Cry 5. Picked that up on sale. Great game. Feels really good compared to the other Far Cry games. Feels like way more responsive, especially the gunplay. It feels a lot smoother. Um, I don't know if they just dialed up the sensitivity like by default. I don't know, but it just feels great. Graphically, it's really good. It's not like like Horizon Zero Dawn or anything, but definitely the sharpness really improves all the visuals, and I mean, the character models still look kind of a little less detailed, but yeah, it's a cool game. I really enjoy it. Can't wait to get through that. What else have I been playing? A little bit of Rise of the Tomb Raider because I've been trying to catch up a little bit with that game. Still looks good, fun game. Actually, this week also came out Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle. Picked that up. It has all these beat 'em up games like Final Fight and so there's like a bunch of fantasy games in there and a mech game. I don't know the exact names to them, but it's a cool collection. One thing that sucks with that game is they don't have any filters, it's like a CRT looking one or something with scan lines. So that kind of sucks. I hope they patch that in. But it's a good bundle though. It's really fun. The other game I've been playing, I play a lot of games, but these are the main ones I've been playing. And Live Lock that came with Games of Gold. I had purchased it before though, so I was just kind of playing it, to be in sync with the in crowd, So I was like trying it out. I mean, it's a great Diablo style. Like, it's not necessarily twin sticks because you shoot with the different button, but it's a good top down, action shooter with sweet looking robots in it. So definitely pick that up if you got Games with Gold, or if not, buy it because it's a really cool game and it has online multiplayer, and I believe it has local as well. But yeah, those are the main ones besides PUBG. But PUBG is it's PUBG, so not much to say about that one. That's pretty much it for me though.
All right. Well, it's all go here. I've been playing Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man.
Forgot to say that. Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I played Spider-Man too, but go ahead. So.
Oh, what'd you think? Go ahead, Will.
No, go ahead, yours. I talked enough.
I like the swinging. Gameplays is cool. I don't think it's as good as everybody's saying. Like everybody taking screenshots and saying the game's so great and all that. I'm like, it's alright.
Yeah, I think at this point I've had enough of the Twitter screenshots. It's enough already. We all get it. It's a good game.
Yeah. It's alright.
Yeah.
To me, like so far, I give it like a 7.9.
Wow. You don't want to give the full 8?
Nah. Just give it a full 8.
Yeah.
Nah.
Just do it.
No. It ain't there, bro. 3.9.
4 out of 5.
Nah, it ain't a 4. It's not a 4. It's almost a 4, but it ain't a
3.5.
Well, there's no
Nah,
three and a
it
half.
ain't
That's
that
just a
low.
10-point scale. Like, is it a 4? Is it a 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5?
He said a 779
It's
before
like
we
a
go crazy.
79.
So that'd be a 4.5 on a 5-point scale. That's pretty good. That's a good game. Like I don't.
Yeah.
It's good, I mean, but I just feel like it's just not as good as people are saying.
No.
Hopefully the
I get
story-
that. I just think
Hopefully the
people.
story is good.
I
If
saw
the story
people.
is
I
really,
saw
really
a
good,
chart
then-
of what people expect for games now, like game scores, and it's like back in the day, like an 8 was a good game. Now it's like if that bitch ain't like an 89 or an 87, that shit's fucking trash. It's like
I'm just gonna say it, man. I gotta say this: Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and God of War it just got me like it's like my expectations are like way higher, man. I expect better. I expect better, bro. I will say Gears 4 kind of did that for me too. There's some moments in Gears 4 where I was completely blown away. The part where you're on the motorcycle, the part where you're coming up from the fucking the hole in the ground. I don't even remember what that was. You're like in that work. That part that was just great set pieces. So I just right now I haven't really got that moment, and the stuff that I have got that's kind of close I seen at like E3, you know. So kind of takes away from it a little bit. But hopefully I see something really really cool. I did the first real boss fight with Shocker, whatever his name is. I think it's Shocker.
Yeah, it was a fun fight.
Yeah,
Kind of basic, but
yeah, kind of basic. But I'm hoping it gets better. So we'll see. We'll see. My kids keep saying, "Change your costume, change your costume, man."
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting costumes in there. None of the classic ones though. They're all like kind of Dan Slott because he's a writer for Marvel. He did the Spider-Man for like a long time, so his run had a lot of those costumes in there. So it's very catered toward his Spider-Man run in the comics.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it's a solid game though. I agree. It's a lot of busy work, but but it's still it's there to pad the game. So because if the story was just
feels like Assassin's Creed meets Spider-Man, basically.
Right.
Like there's literally towers that you go thing to get the rest of the map. I mean that's in the game. Like if anyone was wondering, that's in the game. So.
Yeah, plus like Sunset Overdrive, of course, because that's similar. But I'm curious.
You know, I don't mind doing it because the web swinging is so fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like I really enjoy it. I wish there was more vibration to it though. Like I feel like there's not enough vibration to the game.
Yeah, I hear.
That's
very
really
curious.
How I play it.
Yeah, what do you think they're gonna do for a sequel? Because if you think they're gonna repeat the same like city theme and all that, that's gonna be. They might have to take it to a different city or something. I don't know.
Different city?
I don't know, man. It's like how much more can you do in the sequel with New York City? I mean, it would be the same thing.
There's no symbiotes in this game at all.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. I think you'd have to maybe go to just to change it up a little bit, you know, because you pretty much do a lot of the same stuff.
Spider-Man and not be in New York.
Well, you could try like I don't know, like LA or something. Make him out of his, give him out of his element, you know. Like Homecoming.
In LA, what he gonna swing on, bro?
I don't know, helicopters or something, you know. Jets.
It wouldn't be a fun game. Let's just be honest. You won't swing on shit.
Spider-Man got to be in New York.
Well, you know, he has other forms of locomotion. You know, he can jump and you know, hang the walls, run. You know, I don't know. I was just thinking, you know, ways to because if they make a sequel, I'm just curious of what else they're gonna spice it up with besides the new villains. You know, like are they gonna have the same side quests again? Or are they gonna same city? Or are they gonna have dynamic theme, like you know, weather or whatever? We'll see.
Yeah, I just want them to add They need to have Carnage and Venom. Was it Craven? Yeah,
Craven.
Craven the Hunter. Which he actually might be in this game. I'm not sure if he is. More Black Cat stuff because I know she's not really a huge part of the game. But yeah.
I want to throw it out there real quick. I'm talking to Vern on Twitter, and he is very upset that he's only getting 2 episodes of The Walking Dead.
I don't blame him.
Fucking Clemens.
Wait, 2 episodes? So they ain't gonna finish the season?
No, yeah, it's just it. It's gonna be one more episode and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you think they try to wrap it up like that, or they'll?
I hope they try to like do something to like finish Clem's story and like a. I don't know what you can do in like a fucking single episode with 20. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
Interesting.
Well, it looks like Tim had to step out. So you guys want to wrap it up here? Is there anything else being missed?
No, I think that's it. I appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. Please write us in at letters@xboxuncut.com. We haven't gotten an email in a while, and it would be great to have your feedback on the show. What you're thinking about, coming up games, what's going on. Let us know. And we'll catch you next week on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully we'll have the cast all back together again. But until then, stay safe and peace out.
Peace.
Game over.
All right, thanks everybody for tuning in to the live stream. We'll catch y'all later.